There we go. Hey, good morning, everybody. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Pleasure to be here with you on a Victory Thursday. Short show today for Ben and Woods, so you know what that means. Some of the worst radio you will ever hear. I went yesterday to get some body work done. Not on my car, on my actual body. And my guy, Chris, at Resolve Sports Therapy in Oceanside, who's elite, said, what's the matter with a short show? I heard you say, is it hard for Paulie or something? Does he have like a hard time? I go, no, we're just terrible. We get all panicked and flummoxed when we have a short show because we're used to, stretching it out over 4 hours.
It's like we bitch about it.
Yeah, we bitch about it. Then we get our win.
7, and then we get it, and we're like, we don't know what to do.
Yeah.
We don't know how to turn a 4-hour show
into a 3-hour show. It's exactly right. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Rondo, executive producer of the program. Good morning, Paulie.
Hey, how are you?
And Benjamin Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor, joins us as well.
Good morning. There are some unusual things we have to deal with. For instance, probably have a lineup coming out within the next hour or so for this morning's game against the New York Mets. Just got to keep an eye out for that.
Okay.
Then I'll see it, and I'll probably jump in and interrupt everything because we've got a lineup, and that's bad radio.
That's true.
There are some reasons for it as well.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I had to go in and get my. I have this. It's where my butt is. Like it's in
your gluteus.
It is, but it's deeper in there, and I think it's because I sleep
in your.
It's deep
buttocks.
in my buttocks. Yes, and I sleep with my leg over to the side sometimes, and it stretches that muscle. It kind of feels like I don't pitch anymore, but it feels like when you used to lift your leg, 100 times a game. And I got, it's unbearable. And I can't, it's really limiting my range of motion. So I go in there to him and he takes his elbow and just, and you lay there. Paul, you've been to see him before. Mm-hmm. The dude could rip a phone book in half with his hands. Like his hands are so incredibly strong. And you lay there and you just kind of bite down, dude, and grin and bear it as he just rips.
It's like torture.
It's torture,
but
and he rips into your
awesome.
Muscles. He just here. I'll show you a little bit. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
it's going to hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee hurts.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
That is not pleasant.
He will cry, and you have to sit. You have to sit there and go.
I'm not a big believer in a very commonly held expression. No pain, no gain. I think there is a path to gain without the pain, and I am always looking for that path.
I'm just, what I'm afraid of? The older we get, the less mobility is key. You see these people, man. I see them all the time. And they're walking around and they're like 55 and they're like, and they can't walk because their mobility is shot. And it just is the key. I wish to God I could do yoga and would do yoga every day.
I was just going to ask, have you guys ever done yoga?
Paulie, I at one point.
Even like the most basic.
Yeah, I mean, I do some basic yoga. I do basic.
It's almost more meditation than actual yoga.
This is more stretching. I can't ever get my mind out of. I can't get my mind into the yoga state, but I can get my body into stretching, and I stretch a lot.
I went to one class with my wife once long ago, trying to let's see what it's all about. And the instructor was like, if you can't do a pose, just lay there quietly.
Right. So you fell asleep.
Just lay there quietly.
Ben's like, I'm just going to hang out in downward dog.
I don't even know that he could get to downward dog.
I don't even know that I could get to downward dog.
Child's pose.
I'm not a flexible human being.
Well, that's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of the older I get because I want to be able to stay active and do stuff. You're going to want to be playing golf.
But I'm not less flexible than I was 30 years ago.
That's also true. That's also true.
I've never been flexible, so I'm used to it.
So I went to this dude, and he's so good, man. And he just rips into your hamstrings and your
he'll stretch your leg in a way you didn't
know
to go that way.
Oh my God, you are the trampoline king, though, as Schultz Creek said. You did look very comfortable jumping on the trampoline last week. Yes. So dude, I that's what I spent my day doing yesterday. And then we had baseball practice, so I was listening to the game in the dugout on my phone. So I didn't see a lot of the hubbub that I saw on Twitter. I had to go home later and watch it, which I did. And should be an interesting conversation here on Ben and Woods this morning. And
that was a Ben laugh.
That was a Ben laugh. Yeah. You should have seen our text thread last night. It was unbelievable.
I'm very glad the Padres won.
And
we can have this conversation without the recrimination and bitterness that could have also accompanied a loss.
It was crazy how well they played. And how the Mets were basically one swing from tying it up, last night. That's the crazy part. When it came down to it, you went, whew, it really did have a playoff type atmosphere.
I'm sitting in the 7th inning and I'm like, all right, if we can go this lane and this lane, we can avoid Soto coming up or whatever in the 9th.
It's dicey, man. And you certainly forget. When you're watching these games in April and May, you're like, whatever, man. Like, yeah, it sucks. You want to win these games. When you're watching these games on September, what was it, like yesterday, the 17th?
Mm-hmm.
You're watching games on September 17th. The Dodgers are playing later. You're still kind of hanging around. You didn't look good at all the night before. You're watching these games, Benny, and the nails start going, right? Like mid-September is when you're like, here we go. We were just talking off the air about chewing on stuff, and they have that Mets fan Frank that when they lose, and he's like on the spectrum or something, but he chews this little toy he has around his neck, and he gets really upset when the Mets lose.
Barstool Frank.
Ben had never seen him.
I had
before.
not.
Yesterday was your first time you ever saw Frank. So after every Mets loss, it's like it's the end of the world.
It's like any New York sports team, though. Like I've seen him doing Islanders stuff and Knicks.
He's a Dolphins fan as well, which makes sense. But he does that. He loses his mind, and he has this little chew toy though around his neck, and it's like a foam thing on a necklace. And I go, well, I mean, I could, if you guys got me one, I wouldn't say no because I have an oral fixation like a madman, and
get you an adult teething ring that hangs around your neck, essentially.
All I want, like when my kids were babies, I would look longingly at their pacifiers and be like, when you're done with it, I'll just take it. It's for me, it looked like a steak. I was like, huh. I'd be like, just get like a 4-pack. And then, you won't need one of them. I can just take.
One for Bo.
One for Taylor. One for me. Yeah, 2 for me. I don't know what it is. I think I was breastfed as a child. But I have had an oral fixation my whole life.
My tick when the Padres are playing and it's stressful.
Yeah.
I'll find myself standing in front of the television and watching instead of just sitting in my comfortable chair that I had been.
What inning will you get up in?
It's usually game situation dependent.
Okay.
Okay. The other team has the tying run at the plate, and here comes Robert Suarez to the mound.
Yeah.
All right, it's time to stand up and watch this game standing, as though that's going to have any impact on what is going to, occur on the field. But I get up.
I do too.
Yeah.
I get up and stand and watch the TV, and I start chewing my nails, and I start looking for like these little things on the bottom of my Zyn. I pull these things off, and I work them, and I don't know what to do. So I stand and pace. And the playoffs, and again, I found myself getting there last night, and I'm sure some of your other parents can relate. Everything my kids did in those stressful innings made me insane. Everything they did, they weren't really doing much wrong. They were just being a 7 and 4-year-old. But it's this time of year where I'm like, all right, babe, you got to get them out of here. Like you have to get them to the room. And she's like, okay, and took them down. They read a book, and then I felt bad.
They're not doing anything wrong. They're being innocent children who aren't sharing your turmoil.
Correct.
And when other people don't share the turmoil that you're feeling, it's an immediate, it's very hard.
It's such a hard thing, right? Like I was so like, oh God, please win, please win, please win. I mean, that's what the playoffs are too. I mean, I'm actually hoping, I hope whatever we draw, I hope we play that 11 a.m. game. You know why? Because my kids will be at school. That's what I want. So that I'm not, snapping at them like, take up your stuff.
But then Bo will miss the game. And I remember being in school when the Padres played the Cubs in the 84 playoffs, didn't get to watch either of the games because they were in Chicago during the day when I was in school. Now they got obliterated. Like 13-1, I think, or something. 13-0. Yeah. Sutcliffe, maybe I was okay that I ended up missing that one. But it was the first time the Padres were ever in the playoffs. And I'm in school and I don't get to see this.
How old were you? 9?
I was,
so,
8.
Look, he's 7. He loves the Padres. He loves them. But you know what he loves more? He loves playing. When a game's on at night, they're in the living room and they're playing baseball. And he's doing his Jesse Agler up to the plate, and he's doing the whole thing. He'll run in, he'll catch an update. But what he's not doing is he's not laying there and watching 7-8 innings like he used to when he was smaller. So I don't think he'd care. Padres won today. Padres lost today. You know what I mean?
He's going to be getting his 4th Padres playoff appearance in the first 7 years of his life. I got 1 in the first 23.
That's so nuts. Yeah, spoiled rotten. Make him sit in school for that. He deserves to be in school, does he not? So that's.
I was driving to the game on Saturday night. Me and my wife went to the game, and as we were coming down Imperial, I just happened to look over on the sidewalk right by the tailgate lot, and I saw a dad and. Maybe like a 3 or a 4-year-old girl.
Yeah.
And she was wearing a Manny jersey.
Yep.
And he was wearing a Tony Gwynn jersey. And I was just thinking I'm like, man, like Tony was obviously his guy.
Yep.
And that guy's daughter and anybody that age, they've got a plethora of players to call their guy now.
Dude, think about all the guys. And the bump.
Whether you're a Musgrove guy, a Tatis person, Merrill.
If you go glass half full on that, yes. If you go glass half empty and your kids fell in love with baseball in this new era of Padres like mine did, think about all the dudes they've lost already that they learned to fall in. They loved Juan. Both my kids loved Juan Soto. Bo loved Josh Hader. You know what I mean? Like Bo didn't know he just loved to watch Josh Hader pitch.
But you're totally right, Paul. Back in the 80s and 90s, it was almost all Tony Gwynn people. Mm-hmm. For a couple of years, there were a few Garvey people when he came down and had the home run. And then, there were some Sheffield and McGriff people they were kind of the exciting new power hitters when they came by in the early 90s. And that was pretty cool. And then there were the Bip Roberts and Tim Flannery people, the ones who appreciated the grittier, faster players. Yep. But that was about it for like 15, 20 years. No one really gravitated toward anyone. And then obviously in this new era, you can choose like your personal, like which superstar do I want? Fits my personality a little bit more.
And it's not even like being edgy or like, nobody else really calls that guy their favorite, so I'll pick him or anything like that. Like you got a roster full of guys to choose from. And I just thought, I don't know, it stood out to me when I saw the dad in his old school Gwynn jersey and his little girl in her new City Connect or something Manny jersey. And I'm just like, that's a cool little snapshot of humanity.
I'll do you one better. We collect all the bobbleheads and stuff, and my kids really love them, and I love them too. We have a cool little display. So I brought home yesterday the before it's released, the Luis Ariz bobblehead, one of the perks of the gig. Taylor has been asking me about it since the second he saw the commercial. He's a big Luis Ariz guy, and the bobblehead has the wave on it. He was all in. So I told Hannah, I'm bringing it home. You tell him to be a good boy today. He was. So I took it out of the box. I put it right in his room. So it's the first thing he saw when he walked in. Hannah said he lost his mind. No. Bo was like, oh, that's not fair. I go, all right, dude, go pick out a bobblehead that you want. Any bobblehead of ours that you want, and you can put it in your room like Taylor's going to keep this one. You know who he picked? He didn't pick Manny. He didn't pick Toddy. He didn't take the Snellzilla one. He picked Tony Gwynn. He reached to the back and pulled Tony Gwynn out because we have them like in order of when they've come out. And so we've had that one forever. He takes it out, brings it back, puts it in his room. That's the one he wanted. He's obsessed with looking at the back of Tony Gwynn's baseball card. That's what he's obsessed with.
It is a fun baseball card.
It's a fun it is. It's baseball porno for all of us. Like you look at it, you're like, you literally look at it, you go, there's just no way. There's no way. There's just no way. There's no way. There's no again. And so I thought that was pretty cool. But Benny, as far as him wanting to actually sit down again, and I've lost a little bit of that with him. Now, again, he's in and he checks and he asks his mom. They ask Alexa every morning. They have a whole routine. But him missing like a 9 a.m. playoff game, not going to bother me one bit. That means I get to be at home sucking down a Jersey Mike's, and pacing around. I don't even know if I can eat, but I'll be there alone. I can yell, I can scream at the TV, I can do all of that.
Sir Yaks in the chat says, "Oh, LOL." Chris Ello was freaking out yesterday because he couldn't find the bobblehead.
No way.
Chris, it's in Taylor's room.
Yeah, Taylor Woods. If you want it, you can go to Taylor Woods' room and grab it. Listen, I cleared that with the boss. I did before. I'm not just going to go in and willy-nilly steal things from the studio. I did clear it with the boss. He said, Adam said, go ahead, take it. So I took it. And I get fired up, man. It was a really good game. It was a good game and a good win for the Padres last night. A much needed victory.
Yeah, I would say so. Does it change fundamentally the rest of the season? Not really.
The rest of the season. I don't think it changes the rest of the season.
I don't think I miss. I think
you
can go back to the tape on that one.
The rest of the season is my favorite part.
It feels good.
It does.
It feels good that they got a road win over a fellow playoff team.
He's
but
not playing along.
There's still 2 games behind the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Still going to be very hard to catch them.
Yeah, we're still.
No one's going to catch them from behind. They were still going to make the playoffs.
You are a pervert. God.
99 point. Actually, that little caret, like more than, that's what the Fangraphs percentage now says. Over 99.9% chance to make the playoffs this morning.
For the Padres.
Yeah, it's so close to, it's not 100 because they haven't clinched, but it's so close to 100 that mathematically they just say greater than 99.9%.
Are we allowed to enjoy? Can we enjoy it when they clinch? I'm going to plan on enjoying it when they clinch. And I know they didn't play particularly well. You have some really crazy stats about the Dodgers and Padres and their records and things like that. But I'm going to enjoy it because making the playoffs is cool. Mm-hmm. And I know I work on the flagship, but if I worked at KGB, I would tell you the exact same things. Making the playoffs is badass, and I hope great things happen. I'm going to celebrate it when they clinch because I got to be honest with you. At the beginning of the year, when I looked at the roster that we were rolling out there, I didn't really think we would.
The Cubs celebrated big time yesterday, and you think, the Chicago Cubs, they've been a pretty good team for a while. It's their first playoff appearance since 2020. They have not been there in 5 years. They broke out the champagne. Right? Yeah. It was a new feeling for that team to actually get to the postseason. A lot of guys who haven't been there yet. Shota Imanaga had no idea what the whole champagne thing was all about.
Is that right?
Yeah, I saw
that. What's going on? Was he the buddy? We're going to the playoffs.
It was either him or Keiya Suzuki. They were doing an interview in the locker room, and I saw through a translator, they said something along the lines of, champagne, I thought it was good to drink, but it's actually meant to be absorbed in your skin. This is awesome.
It is.
I can't even imagine whether it's the World Series, the wild card round, like just the first champagne celebration in the big leagues as a player. Got to be the greatest feeling ever. And it's probably got to be so addicting. You're like, we have to win the next round.
It begs the question because I have every year around this time too. We always talk about the rest versus rust. That's one we always talk about. And then one that we talked about last year was, wouldn't it be badass of a team to just say, no, not until we win it. Right? Like it would be like, I don't think they should, but I think it would be the most hard.
We're not advocating.
I'm not advocating for it.
But what if
a team said, I'm not celebrating until I'm holding a World Series
I'm the
ring.
fun police, and I think, celebrate when you get in.
Yeah.
And then celebrate when you're in the World Series. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of wild card round,
really?
Round,
okay, see?
LCS, like every single time. Like
I think you at least
an NFL team when they win the wild card playoff game doesn't break out.
Do they not? They don't do champagne. They do some. They don't do anything.
They party a little bit, like turn up the music, and they're feeling.
I don't
themselves.
know. I just watched the Dallas Cowboys documentary. They were doing 8 balls with prostitutes after pretty much every regular season win. So I don't know that I can take that. Literally, go watch this documentary. There's one section of it called Cocaine Cowboys. Then you forget how wild they were. So I think if you can go out and celebrate, I think it's great. I think it would be crazy if a team goes, nah, dude.
I could see the Yankees doing that.
I could see who I could see doing it, strangely enough? The Brewers. I could see Pat Murphy being like, hey, what do you guys think about this? And them going, until we hoist at least a pennant.
I was going to say at least a pennant.
Going to the World Series. That's celebrating. I wonder if a team would ever do it. Be like, we're not gonna roll in the cart of Budweisers. We're just gonna. Hey, they did that very muted champagne toast. Yeah, it was very muted.
I do think that is a baseball. I mean, we've done this conversation, like you said, almost every year. That's like a baseball only thing, though. Celebrating with champagne, like the full party after every round.
Every round.
Basketball doesn't do that.
Yeah.
Like Ben said, the NFL, they don't do that.
Hockey's they don't even touch their trophy until they get to the Stanley Cup. I mean, they really don't want to celebrate anything.
So they don't celebrate anything.
College basketball, like they cut down the nets after the Sweet 16, and then
when they get to the Final Four, every time you get through,
it's like every other
every team
round
that gets through a weekend gets to cut down some nets, I believe.
It's interesting. But we'll talk about the game. We'll talk about the play. Of course, that we sent 50,000 text messages about last night. And
I told myself 10 times last night, all right, just stop.
Just calm down.
Just stop.
Yeah.
And then would start up again.
Yeah,
and I was getting infuriated, ready to block
Tessa,
Ben.
you're right. You're absolutely right. It is such a long season and so hard to make the playoffs. I love the celebrations. YOLO.
I agree.
I agree with
that.
Yes.
I agree.
For me, like having been 7 celebrations in a span of 4 weeks seems like a lot of celebrations.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, let's check traffic, and then we'll set the menu for a very abbreviated edition of Ben and Woods this morning, right after Kelly on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by the Oceanside Police Department, now hiring public safety dispatchers. Good morning. Good idea to give yourself extra time this morning because we've got some scattered showers, slick roadways, and we've already had several spinouts to go along with that. One crash has been cleared out of lanes on northbound 5 near Palm Avenue. Also, a crash on the transition ramp east 905 at the south 805 connector. And got a collision on the Fairmont Avenue on-ramp to West 8. Looks like several vehicles involved in that. The Oceanside Police Department is hiring public safety dispatchers, earn up to $87,000 a year. Lateral bonuses up to $11,000. 12-hour shifts, 3-day work weeks, paid holidays, benefits, and retirement. Apply at joinopd.net. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
All right, wrap up in our next segment, including Manny Machado's 14th career Grand Slam. He leads all active players in that category. Manny Machado. And that was, of course, the big swing in yesterday's game. We'll also have a day late, but not a dollar short. Jesse's Incorporator. He actually missed it on Tuesday, but he got it in yesterday. Synecdoche was the word, so we'll pay that off for you. It is Thursday, which means we're going to find a way for an NFL threesome to happen. Previewing tonight's game, looking at the best game of the weekend, and make our picks against the spread coming up in our 7 o'clock hour. We've also got some tickets to the Aztecs game to give away. The Aztecs football game. All right, you can be one of 12,000 people who have free tickets to the Aztecs Cal game this Saturday if you listen to the Ben and Woods program this morning.
Timing is impeccable.
Always is.
As usual.
Which is fine. And then after Don't Do This, in-season Sammy is going to join us. We'll take a look at the playoff picture in the American and National Leagues. Padres, of course, magic number is down to 4. We'll explain what that means coming up if you don't know already. 8 o'clock hour, real or fake. It's a Throwback Thursday, chance to qualify for the Sphere Las Vegas at 8:20. Smart Baseball with Eno Sarris. And then we lead you right into the Padres pregame show, Eco Water SoCal pregame show at 9:10 this morning with Sam Levitt. So lots to get to, not as much time as usual. We'll start it with the Padres Wrap-Up. Coming up next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, talking about Prize Picks heading into the weekend with football. Make sure you take advantage of this week's max discount, 99% off the square for Patrick Mahomes, 1/2 of 1 passing yard. What does that mean? Well, with Prize Picks, you're setting daily fantasy sports lineups between 2 and 6 players. And if you can pick the stats right, more or less on stat projections, you can win real cash. So obviously, it's a lot easier when they give you a max discount like 1/2 of 1 passing yard for Patrick Mahomes. That counts as much as any other square. Put that in a lineup between 2 and 6 players again and win real money. Millions of users using Prize Picks over the last few years. I joined the community about a year and a half ago. I've been playing every week since. Billions of dollars in awarded winnings. They make it fast and easy to upload and download for your account with Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and then you're playing right away. Just make sure you take advantage of the promotion because when you sign up at prizepicks.com and download their app, Use the code KWFN. You're going to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. So lots of free play right off the bat. $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup at Prize Picks. Plus, it's the official daily fantasy sports partner of your San Diego Padres. So play baseball as we hit the pennant races as well. It's Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for details.
Hey player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
I know magic numbers can be complicated for some people. I want to simplify it.
Like who? Hannah, let's say, well, how does it work? I go, I don't know. Text Ben.
All right,
Just
here
ask
we go.
Ben. He knows.
And I put a lot of thought into this because I tweeted twice yesterday. The Padres' magic number went from 6 to 5 when the Diamondbacks lost to the Giants, and then went from 5 to 4 when the Padres beat the Mets. And people were tweeting going, hey, wait, isn't it already 5? Or wait, isn't it 6 now? So I thought, how can I explain this in a way that's a little more approachable? And I thought, oh, here we go. This is probably the easiest way to do it.
Are you doing the bucket bit?
No.
Okay.
No buckets.
He did a
nothing.
bucket thing with me yesterday. And
Pretend there's 3 buckets.
He did. He did a 3 bucket thing, and I was like,
Look at the teams that are chasing you.
Okay.
Because everyone realizes that to miss the playoffs, someone from behind you who's not in the playoffs right now would have to pass you and take your spot. Correct? That's pretty obvious to everybody. Paulie, you're still with me? Woods is still with me. All right, now.
Barely. I mean, barely.
Right now.
You almost lost us.
Almost.
All right, so right now the teams that are behind the Padres.
I'll do it. I'll say
fine,
it.
fine. Right. Who are they?
The teams that are currently in the wild card, right?
Yes.
So the teams that are currently behind the Padres in the wild card right now are the New York Mets.
The New York Mets are in the playoffs, though.
Okay.
So the team that's already in the playoffs passes you, you're still in the playoffs.
Okay.
It doesn't really make a difference.
Arizona Diamondbacks.
Correct.
Cincinnati Reds.
Correct.
San Francisco Giants.
Stop there.
Okay.
That's all we need to worry about right now. What's the Diamondbacks record?
77 and 76.
All right. So when you add that up, that means they have 9 games remaining.
Yep.
They've played 153 games. They have 9 games remaining.
Okay.
You're still following,
Gotcha.
right?
Yep.
What if they won all of those 9 games? How many wins would they have?
They would have 77 plus 9, which would be
86 wins. So that's the maximum they can get to.
That's the best they can do.
All right. Same with the Cincinnati Reds. They're 76 and 76. They have 10 games left.
86.
How many can they get to? So if the Padres got to 87 wins.
7 wins, 87.
There's no way those teams behind the Padres
So the magic
could
number is
catch you.
4.
So the magic number is 4. So if the Padres won 4, they would get to 87. No one could catch them. Now, the reason that the magic number can also go down is when those other teams lose games, their ceiling goes down as well. So
the number of games they can win.
If the Diamondbacks lost their next game, they could only get to 85, which means the Padres would only need to get to 86.
It's way better than the bucket
which
bit.
would
way
lower
better.
the magic number to 3 in that case. So as soon as every team can't get to 86, that's when the magic number goes down again for the Padres.
That's why, like a Padres win and a
always
so-and-so
lowers the magic number.
loss.
You can do it by 2.
2.
Yeah.
And that's what happened yesterday. Now, no losses today can reduce the Padres' magic number because the Diamondbacks don't play.
Okay.
They're off today. So they will remain 86 will be their maximum.
Their max.
Padres, of course, could win and lower their magic number to 3 by getting to 84, which would be 3 away from 87. Does that make more sense to everybody?
So after this series, we
Woods
go.
will forget.
No, I got that.
Okay.
I think I got
Yes.
this. You can quiz me. Quiz me on something maybe the next tomorrow. So after this series, the Padres go to
Chicago to play the White Sox.
So if they won today,
that would lower their magic number to
3. And then they won the next day.
So that would get it to 2. And if they had the right combination of losses from the teams behind them, could even get down to 1, which would mean
let's say all of those teams win as well.
Then you'd still be at 2 going into Saturday.
And then we win Saturday and we win Sunday, we clinch.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
If the Padres win their next 4 games, their magic number is 4.
So they
clinch.
There's a decent chance we clinch this weekend.
Yes.
Okay.
You could clinch. The earliest they could clinch is Saturday. Because they could only get their magic number to 1 on
if somebody
Friday.
else loses.
If someone else loses and the Padres win the next 2. 1 is the closest they can get by Friday, which would give them multiple avenues on Saturday to potentially clinch.
Okay.
But it might take until Sunday, might take until next Monday or Tuesday.
Which is why Fangraphs has them at higher than 99.9%.
Firmly locked in the second wild card.
Right now, pretty firmly. Yeah. The only way to really get out of it, because you're 5 games behind the Cubs, you're 5 games ahead of the Mets, and you have the tiebreaker over the Mets. So the only way to get out of it is by catching the Dodgers to become the 3 seed as the 3rd division champion.
Okay.
And the Padres remain 2 games behind the LA Dodgers, who won last night behind a Blake Snell 12 strikeout performance, 7 innings.
Good.
Talk about that one later and what happened when Dave Roberts came out to the mound to remove Blake Snell from the game. It was pretty interesting, but for the time being, the Padres remain 2 games behind the Dodgers. Those 2 teams have essentially matched win for win, loss for loss in the month of September, with only a couple of little tweaks, like one day here or there. But Dodgers started the month on a 4-game losing streak. Padres started on a 4-game losing streak. Padres then won 3. Dodgers won 4. Dodgers then lost 3 of 6. Padres have then lost 4 of 8. It's been pretty much whatever the Padres do, the Dodgers have mirrored and matched.
Yep.
And it's kept that deficit pretty solidly at 2 for the last week and a half.
Yep.
All right, so let's get into last night's game. Padres Wrap-Up highlights coming up right after traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
This game day traffic report is brought to you by Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water. Yeah, speaking of water, guys, we've got some scattered showers around parts of the county, slick roadways to go along with that, and we've even had a few spin outs already. Now, one crash did clear up on northbound 5 near Palm Avenue, but in National City, got a crash north 5 at Civic Center. Car and motorcycle involved in this one. No details as to whether that's blocking any lanes. And got this spin out on eastbound 905 right at the southbound 805 connector ramp. And getting reports of a collision on southbound 163 at the South 5 connector. What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? They always bottle their Alpine Spring Water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source. And all of their bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from their own recycling plants. Crystal Geyser, bottled at the spring source. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben & Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
I love winning, man. I love winning. You know what I'm saying? It's like better than losing.
Miss any of the Padres win yesterday? Ben and Woods didn't.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've got you covered with all of the highlights.
Oh, yes.
It's the
Padres Wrap-Up.
brought to you by Hamul Casino Resort, the Players' Place.
I want to go fast, but I want to go slow, and I want to go deep.
And he swings at the first pitch, trying to dump one into shallow center. Mullins on the move, will get there. He makes the catch. Tatis is tagging. The throw home is up the third base line, and a sac fly for Gavin Sheets as the Padres strike first 1-0. And Alonso in the air to deep left center field. Oh my goodness, he's done it again. 3 straight games with a home run for Pete Alonso. That's his 36th of the year, and this one ties it up 1-1. And Jake lines one softly into center field. Another jam shot. It'll get down to the base hit. Jackson's on his way. Mullins' throw will go to second. Great read by Merrill, and an RBI single for Cronenworth to put the Pods back ahead. It's 2-1. As this one's hit in the air, high and deep to left field. Lamont Laureano back to watch a home run for Starling Marte. And a 2-2 game here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 9th of the year for the veteran-designated hitter. Peterson delivers. Manny swings, sends it in the air to left field. Nimmo's backing up. He is watching. It's going to go! A grand slam for Manny Machado! Home run number 26 is a big one in the Big Apple. And the Pods go back ahead. It's 6-2. 3-2. Pivetta ready. The pitch. And Soto swings. Rips it in the air down the right field line. And it is gone. Home run. Kept it fair inside that right field foul pole. And Juan Soto ties his career-high 41 home runs this season. And it's a 6-3 game here in the 5th inning. 0-1 the pitch. And Arise rips it on a line into right field. That's a base hit. Diaz is being waved around third. He'll come in to score. Hustling for second base, Arise. The throw, the tag, he's out. And they're going to say Diaz did not cross the plate before the out at second base.
Slowed up as he got to home plate and did not finish the run.
Here's the pitch. And Alonso swings and misses. Strike 3. Back with the slider to get him. And Mason Miller comes out of the bullpen to get Soto and Alonso and send us to the 8-1. Laureano steps into it, hits it in the air, deep down the left field line, and gone! A home run! Ramon Laureano with a little breathing room in the top of the 9th inning. His 9th home run is a Padre, his 24th of the year, and it is now 7-4. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Soto swings, lines it right back to Suarez. He knocks it down, picks it up, throws to first in time, and the ball game is over. Robert Suarez, an eventful but effective ninth inning, picks up his 39th save of the year to move into a tie for the Major League lead. And the Padres, behind a Manny Machado grand slam, beat the Mets tonight 7-4 and set up a rubber game here tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about this a lot. We love the homers, small things lead to big things, and a lot of good quality at bats. Louis butt knock to get Manny up there, and Manny put a swing on him for a big number. My understanding is the current leader in grand slams in Major League Baseball, so that's pretty cool.
Yes, indeed.
The New York Mets hit 4 solo home runs. Manny said, I can do that in one
swing, man. God, I love a good slugging performance by the San Diego Padres. It fills me with joy and delight.
Padres beat the Mets 7-4, and a lot to talk about in the game yesterday. Nick Pivetta was not – every starting pitcher of the Padres now seems to have the long ball concern.
Sure.
This just feels like
we're just giving them up.
Giving up a lot of home runs.
Bombs, man.
Solo home runs aren't generally going to kill you too badly, and they didn't yesterday because the Padres put together some offense, but they're definitely demoralizing. That's 8 home runs allowed in the last 2 days by the Padres starting pitching. 4 by Michael King.
Our ball's getting
7
juiced
by the starting pitching, and 1 by the bullpen.
Our ball's getting juiced this time of year because we don't hit a lot of home runs, and now we're hitting a lot of home runs.
Hit 5 in the last 2 days,
and we don't hit a lot of home runs. Other teams are hitting a lot of home runs off our pitchers. I wonder if it's time to juice the balls up for the postseason.
As Mike Schilt talked about, Padres did use a little small ball to set up the big ball with Manny Machado's home run. Jake getting hit by a pitch. He's done that to start rallies probably more often than any other player in baseball. He's always among the leaders in hit by pitches. I think it's just kind of the way he sets up and kind of how he leans in, and he's good at taking it, got on base, was sacrificed over to second by Elias Diaz. I don't think any of us had a problem with that.
No, none whatsoever. He is the Padres team leader by 27 hit by pitches.
Yeah.
Like he's leading it by 27. It's a record that may never be broken.
Fernando drew the walk, and then, as Mike Schilt mentioned, Luis Arraez laying down a perfect bunt single to load the bases for Manny Machado, who hit his 14th career grand slam. That is most among all active Major League Baseball players. Also his 26th home run of the season. And once again, quietly, Manny approaching that 30 on the back of the baseball card that you can just write him down for every single season. Will he actually get there? He got to 29 last year. Looks like he's going to be pretty darn close at the end of this season as well, with 10 games remaining.
So the home run that Alvarez hit, I was at baseball practice and I could hear it. I was listening to them describe it.
This was when they brought in Jeremiah Estrada in the bottom of the 7th inning, and Francisco Alvarez went the opposite field and homered, but it needed a review before they gave him the home run.
Was it a bomb?
Yeah.
It was. Well, so what I'm confused about on that home run, it went over the padding and the line. And then hit something. You could see it kind of disappear halfway.
There was like a little roof or something on.
I think he just stopped there. It went over the line. Padding, but it did bounce back onto the field.
What I'm confused at is, why is there something right behind the fence to knock it back?
It almost looked like, think of the padding along the fence, the top of the fence, and then there's the dugout door.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of a gap in between the rest of the wall and the door hinge. It like the ball like landed right in that split and it spun back.
As though that the line and the padding was kind of pushed forward accidentally, and there was a gap that shouldn't have been there.
The door was ajar.
Yeah. Like, I mean, there shouldn't be something right behind the fence that it's either over or it's not.
And we're talking like a 3-inch spot on the whole fence line.
You couldn't
300 feet or whatever.
You couldn't hit it there again in a billion tries.
Exactly.
Right?
It was weird, but I saw it. I'm like, it looks like that ball landed over the fence. I wasn't bitching about that one.
The only reason that made it a closer game is because the Padres failed to add on. And you heard the highlight in the top of the 6th inning when Luis Arraez hit a 2-out single. Elias Diaz, running from second base, comes home, but does not score before Luis Arraez is thrown out at second base. All around bad base running and bad mental mistakes by a San Diego Padres team that you don't see a lot of mental mistakes from. Give Mike Schilt some credit. His team, certainly far from perfect, but I don't see a lot of boneheaded errors that they make. Physical errors, sure. Every team's going to,
Sure.
boot a ground ball every once in a while. It's going to happen. But like mental errors, throw to the wrong base, things like that. Very rare for the San Diego Padres.
That's the only things I can think of if you're nitpicky. Like Toddy misses some cutoffs. He's going for the big, like stuff that happens. He tried to make a play. And I think, after thinking about it, you could probably say that the base running mistakes, as Purple just said, they make a ton of base running mistakes. I wouldn't say a ton. They make base running mistakes, certainly. Like they absolutely make base running mistakes. And they're usually
almost always by being over aggressive.
Yeah. And I think last night was a perfect case of Luis Arraez being over aggressive, take your RBI single and move on. We broke this thing down like the Zapruder film last night. Paulie's sending us different angles, and there's Manny telling Diaz to, stay up and slow up like Cadillac, man. You're coming in, you're going to score. I think with Louis, he's so hair on fire all the time. And in my opinion, he's kind of the one guy, Ben, that like we've asked Schultz about it before, and he said to me, what am I supposed to tell him? He's a 3-time batting champion, right? Everybody remembers that quote. I think he's really the one guy that maybe needs to rein it in just a hair. Like, I do appreciate trying to stretch it. I do, but in that case right there, the play's right in front of you. In my opinion, you take your RBI single, you beat David Macias in the chest, and you're good to go. And you got Manny Machado coming up first and third, 2 out.
It would be different if this was off the wall or in the corner. And Soto just fires a missile in when you're like kind of thinking, oh, it's 2 all the way. I watched the video 10 different times. I'm like, that's a single. Well, 100 out of 100 times.
And what we are arguing about, though, is that I agree with you guys. It was bad base running by Luis Arraez. Shouldn't have gone. But to me, even with bad base running, there's no excuse for Elias Diaz not scoring there.
The only excuse he has is that he's an old-ass busted catcher where his teammate, like he's scoring so easily. That's a play, I think, that's happened a billion times. He's got the good secondary off second. He gets a good read. Leaper gets a good read. Soto's going to his
left.
He's going to his left for a backhand.
Yeah.
It's you're scoring easy.
He's not throwing home.
You could jog, and most of these guys do. They rarely see a guy.
I would say almost all of them do.
But with 2 outs, and I've seen this before, and you're jogging around. You're jogging. You're going to score. Yeah. You turn your head to the left and make sure nothing weird's happening, that I better score before there's a tap. My runner could have tripped, like rounding first to go back.
Well, an alien could have fallen.
Yes,
a meteor.
Absolutely. A meteor could come down.
Well, then that's bad luck, and we'll chalk that one up to bad luck.
Even if it's bad luck, you still have to score on that play. All you have to do is look and go, oh, I better just keep going all the way through as opposed to slowing down. It requires no effort, really no intelligence. It just requires not slowing down the last couple of steps to make sure you go into the base. You don't have to worry. You
should have been able to cartwheel
your
home.
Teammate can make a boneheaded decision. Anything can happen. The guy going from first to third could trip. He could get tagged out behind you. You don't see it, so you just keep going right through home plate to make sure that you score. Luis Arraez made many better decisions. When he saw he was going to be out and Diaz was still coming home, stop and get in a rundown. And yeah, the inning's over, but at least you make sure the run scores. Luis Arraez handled it extremely poorly, and he set up Elias Diaz for a very, very bad play at home plate. But there's still no excuse for Elias Diaz not scoring on that play.
There's no excuse for Luis Arraez to take 2 there. None.
My whole point is, like, yes, there's 10 times a game you can be like, you could have hustled more there. You could have hustled more. Should have hustled more there. But it wouldn't have mattered if Luis Arraez just
didn't do something crazy.
First.
Yeah,
like crazy. If it has no bearing on Diaz whatsoever if he just stays on first.
You don't know what Arraez saw, though. He looked and he may have thought it
You're
got
right,
through Soto's legs and just misread it. And
it's still on him then for misreading the play.
Sure, but as the runner going from second to home, you have to be aware of what's going on and just make sure you score in case the guy that is running sees something different. There's no way he shouldn't have scored there.
There's no way he should take 2 there. No way you take 2 there, right in front of you. No way.
That is a normal baseball play.
It happens.
Arise could make that mistake every time, and Elias Diaz should score every single time. It doesn't matter what Arise does. Diaz has to score there.
He does score if Arise doesn't make a stupid decision.
Take a single.
It is true that more than one person was to blame for that run not scoring yesterday. Don't need to belabor it too much more. Arise, bad base running to try to take second there.
He just does weird stuff, dude.
Manny Machado did not help things by giving Elias Diaz the, just come on up casually sign.
That's what you do, though.
But
it's what you always
do.
do.
But to me, the primary culprit was
I think he did it because nobody thought Arise would stretch that into a single. I don't think Ricky Henderson
you guys
into
watch
a
lot of
double.
baseball. You've seen plays with 2 outs, guy running from second base. They're not going to be a play at the plate, so he starts slowing down, but then he sees behind him, something's happening, and then scrambles across home plate just to make sure he scores.
You know what I see more? You know what I see more of? Cadillacing it to home plate when you know you're going to score a run because you don't think you're
going to score a run.
You don't think your first baseman who thinks he's Vince Coleman, trying to he was out by how much would you say he was out by?
8 feet.
So I
think Soto backhands that ball and thinks, oh, actually, this is an easy, nice little throw into second base. That's an easy out. He was going to the cutoff. He was never going home.
No.
He was just going to get that ball in, and that's a single, RBI single, 10 times out of 10.
With 2 outs, though, you have to be ready in case, one of your teammates makes a bad decision behind you. You have to be ready.
He was ready.
You have to be ready
home
to speed up.
But again, you just said
second.
it. In case one of your teammates makes a bad decision behind you, that should not be your fault.
Correct.
Meaning
your
Diaz.
teammate made the bad
But you
decision.
didn't have to do anything special to score.
He was running. He was just
not slow down the last couple of feet. You didn't have to do anything superhuman.
You didn't have to do anything special and stretch that single into a double when you're out by 8 feet. You didn't have to do anything special. You got your knock, you got your stake, you go back, you slap David Macias, and Manny Machado's up first and third, 2 outs.
Oh, I agree that Arise should have stopped.
Benny, he does. But I like the dude. I do. It's weird. He does weird stuff. The thing where he's afraid to flip a ball to a pitcher covering. What other team on the planet goes, I need a guy out there that's afraid of one part of the game. He's afraid. What if Manny was afraid to throw the ball from third and he just rolled it over because he had a couple of errant throws? Would you mind your second baseman picking up grounders? And it's, the guy's, it's a 6-hopper to second baseman, but he's got the yips. You want him to just roll it over to first? I wouldn't have him at second. He's afraid to do a flip. He's afraid.
I don't think he's made a bad flip. When he's had to, but
it's like he won't do it. He won't do it.
If he feels like he can beat the runner, it's a very safe play.
It's just odd. He does odd things on the baseball field, and he does brilliant things on the baseball field. He hits balls no human should ever hit that are out of zone. He gets them for a single. He does weird. It's just weird stuff. I think again, the one guy I think I would just try to tone it down just a touch, The statue takes the constant, 94 mile an hour heaters that he's this elite hitter. Don't you want to punish balls down the middle? Like, have I lost the plot here? Do I not know this game even a little bit?
I'm not arguing.
He does
anything
weird
that
stuff.
You're saying. Arise should have stopped. Arise does some weird things. He's a good hitter, but I don't know why he's been bunting so often lately.
I don't either.
I don't disagree with any of it. I simply believe, despite all of it, Elias Diaz has to score there.
What got me last night when we were texting about this, I almost threw my phone and blocked Ben when he said, well, at least Arise was hustling. I go,
hustling into an out is still an out.
I go, you know what? You're right. I think every time a Padres hitter draws a walk, they should sprint out of the box down to first base and just round and go to second.
Round and go.
Because, maybe they'll throw it into center field. They probably won't, but maybe they will. And at least they hustle.
Can you at least acknowledge that it's the right thing to do? If you think Juan Soto's throwing to a different base, you're supposed to take that extra base. So that can be the right thing to do. Clearly, he misread and botched the situation completely. I don't think he was going because he thought it was a double. I think he thought for whatever reason Juan Soto was throwing home or third and misread the situation badly. Bad base running. But even if it is bad base running, all Elias Diaz has to do is look and go, oh, better not slow down because there's going to be a play behind me. I don't know why this is so controversial. It seems like that's 100% you have to score play. And if you don't, that's on you running home that you didn't score.
Ian says, why is it okay for Diaz to just jog in there, but not okay for Arise to try something?
It's usually okay to jog in there. It really usually is. You just have to be aware of the rare situation where it's not. Other guys have done that and then seen, oh, there's a play behind me. I run home.
How about put it this way?
Scramble the last couple of steps.
If Arise does not do what he did, we're not talking about this.
Correct.
That
doesn't matter how
scores
fast.
Easily.
Doesn't matter how fast he runs.
It doesn't matter.
And if Diaz sprints a little bit faster, yes, that run scores.
And then it's just a bad base running decision by Arise.
Exactly. Yeah. Either way, it's a bad base running decision.
Of course.
Either way, it comes down to Arise.
It's a bad base running decision. Does not excuse an inexcusable mistake
by Luis Arise. I agree.
Inexcusable.
By Arise, I know.
I can
inexcusable for Arise.
Inexcusable. It's a bad mistake. I mean, if he thought that the throw was going to third, he should try to take second base there.
If you're on Team Diaz is wrong, I think you should be more mad at Manny.
I don't know why.
On what planet would he go to third?
I don't know why. Well, there was a runner going from first to third. I don't know why.
He's going to his left on a backhand. He's going to.
You're talking about Tatis going from first to third?
I don't know. I don't know why he'd read it that way. But he made a mistake.
Two outs, got to run. He was running. It's not like he was walking, and he's got his teammate going, you're up, you're up,
Diaz
you're up.
was well ahead. Remember, he had a lead and a jump.
He had a good secondary.
He was sprinting around third.
I'll show it again on the
stream. He was hustling all the way around. All he had to do was just not stop with like 3 steps to go, and he would have scored easily. Even with
the play
making
is
the mistake.
Right in front of Luis Arise.
All right, I'm watching it. Diaz is running hard to third. Weaver gives him the sign, and then about halfway down the line, he pulls up because Manny is telling him, "Coast,
you're up, Cadillac, Cadillac." We all know the Cadillac. Don't
slide.
No,
don't
it's
slide.
not. It's up. It's Cadillac. You're up. Easy.
Two
up
hands
easy.
is up.
Up easy.
Like don't slide.
Cadillac. It's a play that it happens every single time.
And every single time the guy scores, even when a guy gets thrown out on the base paths, every time. There's been fast guys that go for second base on a close play. Hey, I think I can get the second base, where it's not a bad decision.
He's not fast at all.
No, I'm saying
not even a little.
If Tatis thought he could get to second base and it was a close bang play,
Tatis can do whatever he wants.
Right.
Whatever he wants.
But Diaz still has to score from second. If that was Tatis going for second, and he knows Tatis might be going for second here, Diaz has to score. He has to know, I have to get home before Tatis, tries, legitimately.
But it wasn't Tatis. It was Arise. And there's no reason he should be punished for his teammate making a bonehead decision on a play that is dead right in front of him. I mean, it makes no sense to me. None.
I'm not going to convince you guys, am I?
No, you will not. And we're not going to convince you either.
Apparently not. We're just going to see
difference. I mean, seeing a 60-year-old catcher pull up and not go full speed into home plate on an RBI single is not that uncommon. It's just not. It's just not. Right. It's not.
Stretching a single into a double.
What did Mike Schilt have to say about it after the game?
What do you think Mike Schilt had to say? If you had to guess between those two players.
Who's he
no
going,
one made
any
mistakes at all. I don't think what did he say? I didn't hear it. I legitimately did not hear what he says.
What did you see on the play where Diaz got to home plate a little bit late and he took the run off?
Yeah, I mean, it's I was we were glad it didn't turn out to be a pivotal run. Took it for granted, and great at bat. Unfortunately got hit, and then Toddy took a great at bat, and then we, gets the ball down the line and kind of just took it for granted a little bit. But it's a good opportunity to continue to remind ourselves that until you touch home plate, you haven't scored 4 plays over.
Till you touched home plate, you haven't scored.
Yeah,
if there's one out, you can crawl across home plate. There's no chance that anything's going to stop you from scoring. But with 2 outs, there's always that very remote possibility that you won't score if someone gets tagged out behind you. So you can't slow down that much. That's all I'm saying. Seemed like the skipper agreed with me.
Can't run into. I mean, you think he's going to rip Luis Arise?
He's a 3-time batting champion.
He better.
0-time base running champion, by the way.
That was a dumb base running play. There should be plenty of room to rip both of those guys there. But you seem to be absolving Elias Diaz.
I am.
Yeah, I am.
No, that's a normal-ass baseball play.
It happens all the time.
Baseball decisions.
No.
Horrible decisions.
Happens
both
all the
of
time.
Them.
All the time.
And they always score. And they didn't this time. So
yeah, because a guy took an extra base. He got thrown out by 8 feet.
And guys get thrown out by 8 feet, and the guy still scores easily from second base every time. Every time. How come you haven't seen it happen before? Other guys have made. Luis Arise is the first guy to ever make a bad base running decision from first to second. Why is it that everyone always scores going home on that play?
Because they're not 40-year-old catchers.
Right.
I don't know. Like, he should not have been sprinting that whole time.
Correct. No one does. No one.
Ever.
Mike Trout doesn't. Ellie De La Cruz doesn't. Bryce Harper doesn't.
Didn't have to
Ellie
sprint.
De La Cruz isn't
Just
getting to second on that hit.
Slow
Correct.
down to the very slow speed that he was the last five steps. Could have just run at half speed. He still would have scored. Can't take it for granted, as Mike Schultz said.
Joanna says 3-hour show spends an hour talking about this one play. I could do another.
I'm just getting started.
Couple other notes just quickly. Adrian Morejon, most relief wins in Padres history. Kind of backed into it because Nick Pivetta only went 4 2/3, but win number 12 on the season for Adrian Morejon. Congratulations. Mason Miller, another 2 strikeouts, inning in 2/3, although a very scary moment on the Juan Soto fly ball down the line.
My God.
Maybe 3 inches foul.
I mean, I thought it was getting the pull for sure, dude. I mean,
well, and then they all celebrated in the corner. All the fans did.
Yeah,
I'm like, they got a better angle.
Yep, it was really scary,
And
really
then,
scary.
Robert Suarez, a little dicey. The Juan Soto liner off of his torso couldn't have felt great, but probably did feel kind of good because he knew he was going to pick it up and throw him out to end the game as the tying run.
Did it actually get torso or did it get glove?
Did it get glove? I wasn't sure. It was
because I thought
right
that line
back
drive
at
would
him.
have killed him. Had it hit him legitimately, I thought it would have killed him. He pieced that ball. He pieced it right up the middle. And he just real quick picks it up, throws it out, and everyone can, across San Diego can exhale. Got the dub. But yeah, that was a dicey ninth inning, Benny. Dicey. Kudos to our beloved Mason Miller.
All right, before we get to don't do this, what?
Kudos to Mason Miller.
Yeah.
5 outs, nasty, like ridiculous, comes in, slams the door. Like
he might be my favorite player in baseball right now.
It does show you like it, but if that ball is 3 inches to the right, we're going, oh, Mason Miller gave up another game tying home run.
To me, I'm like, that's Juan Soto. He's really, really good. Like, and then the slider he froze him on was just ridiculous.
Awesome.
Just ridiculous. We cannot have Robert Suarez walking guys in the 9th inning. You just can't. You can't be giving guys free bases.
I was watching with my son. I said, I'd rather Lindor hit a 2-run homer.
There's no question. There's no question
Honestly,
about
it. I'd rather see him hit a 2-run homer.
Challenge him, and it was an unnecessary. Thank God for Ramon Laureano getting that home run in the 9th. Like so many guys to point to last night that had good games and really helped us with that dub.
All right, before we get to don't do this, because we got the short show, we're going to squeeze in our football threesome right now.
Can Ben and Woods interest you in a threesome?
A threesome would be fun.
No, not that kind of threesome.
Talk dirty to me.
We're talking end-arounds, the best tight ends in the world, and going all the way in this game of inches.
2 inches short, maybe less. Story of my life.
It's the NFL threesome with Ben and Woods, brought to you by Hamul Casino Resort, the Players' Place, on 97.3 The Fan.
69 offense. He was giving them the business.
All right, we got our football threesome, which is a look at tonight's game, the most intriguing matchup of the NFL weekend, and then our best bets against the spread. I would not listen to our advice. We're not that good at it.
No.
We do it anyway.
0-2, yeah.
Tonight's game seems like a big mismatch with Miami Dolphins traveling to Buffalo to take on the Buffalo Bills, 0-2. Miami, in fact, the talk is that Mike McDaniel could be on the hot seat going into this game after a slow start this year. The Bills are 11.5-point favorites. Mike McDaniel has never won in Buffalo in his 4 seasons as head coach of the Dolphins. Things are not looking good for the fish right now, Woodsy.
Man, Tua, you wonder, he's been hit so many times and he's had so many concussions. He made some really, really ridiculously poor throws last week, coughed the ball up to can't turn the ball over. You really can't turn the ball over against the Buffalo Bills. I don't know what the line is on this game.
11.5.
Oh, man.
Feels low.
It feels low. I was just going to say.
Miami's going to be desperate.
They are desperate for a win.
They're playing for their coach, try to maybe save his job here. We'll see. But that'll be tonight. And we do have that on the airwaves because of the early Padres game, correct?
Yes.
And I think if you're Miami, you got to find more creative ways to get one of the best football players on the planet, Tyreek Hill, the football more. It goes without saying. And I know Tua missed him 4 or 5 times, wide open last week, and you can see Tyreek Hill getting visibly frustrated. I think you lean on him, Ben. It gives you a chance to at least not lose by 11.5.
Intriguing game of the week. I got the LA Rams at the Philadelphia Eagles. A couple of 2-0 teams, but good test for the Rams. And I'm not saying that they have to win this one. This is probably their toughest game of the season going across the country to face the Eagles. But they're in a division, the NFC West. 3 2-0 teams, 1 1-1 team, the Seattle Seahawks. Every team has a positive point differential in double digit. This is so far looking like could be anyone's division.
Yeah.
So every game really important in this one, and Rams-Eagles seems like a fairly marquee matchup in the NFC.
It definitely does. An early game on Fox. I love the Monday night game personally. I like the Lions and Ravens. Both teams 1-1. Just dynamic teams. Excited to see how that one shakes out. You know, I've gotten on the Lions bandwagon this year. I'm going to be rooting for them. So that's the game I went with.
All right, and to our picks, I believe I'm 0-2 on the season.
As am I.
And Paul,
I didn't cover.
I think I'm 1-1.
I did not cover Cowboys.
All right, well,
5.5.
Paulie being now the expert with the 50% winning percentage gets to go first here and make his selection.
Oh, really?
You want to go second? I can give you mine.
I mean, I'm just going through the lines right now. I lean. The Cowboys bit me. Was it last week?
Got me too.
I'm looking at the Cowboys -1 against the Bears. I think they should win.
What do they know?
Exactly.
What
That's one
do
of those,
they know?
What do
the
they
Cowboys
know?
are not playing bad football. They're not playing bad football at all.
I also like the Packers over the Browns. The line is 7. If I bought that down to like 6.5, I'd feel much more comfortable with it. But I do think Green Bay smokes Cleveland.
I'm gonna roll. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna roll with the friggin' 0-2 Chiefs and feel like they figured out against Brian Daboll because I just don't like Brian Daboll.
And it's only 6. It's 6.5. Right?
I got 6.
So
I
fading the Giants.
Fading the Giants feels like a smart move on my part. So I think the Chiefs can figure it out.
I thought about that one. I'm gonna go with the Washington Commanders. I'm not getting the hook. They're 3.5 point favorites over the Las Vegas Raiders, but the Raiders are coming off short week, East Coast game, 10 a.m. start. Having to travel, and the offense did not look particularly good against the Chargers on Monday night.
Yeah.
I think the Commanders are, they're not world beaters, but they're not a bad team to any stretch of the imagination. So I'll go ahead and give Washington the nod at home. Very hard for the West Coast teams on those 10 a.m. East Coast games. So I'll take the Commanders -3.5.
You needed a safe pick this week after your Jets pick last week.
Thought so.
They lost by how many again?
20.
20 points.
0-17, still in play for me
Still
this
in
year.
play, yes.
All right, that would be a Don't Do This for sure, but our actual Don't Do This segment is coming up next. Kyler Murray, what were you thinking?
On what? So many mistakes in life are easily avoided. So many. And this was one of them.
What were you thinking? We'll get to that coming up next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. It was nice to see a little rain yesterday and this morning. We certainly can use it. Doesn't mean that wildfire season is over by any stretch of the imagination, though. You know, it's going to get hot and windy again in late September or October. The red flag warnings, the Santa Anas. And when that happens, SDG&E may need to call a public safety power shutoff to lower the risk of wildfire danger.
Yep, not something that they want to do, not something that they're happy about doing, but they want to keep you safe. And it's up to us, all the responsible citizens of San Diego, to do our part. So you want to go to sign up for outage notifications at sdge.com/notify, or just very simply to your smartphone, download the Alerts by SDG&E app. They'll send it to you. They'll let you know, hey, man, probably time to get out. And then also, when they get power back on, they'll let you know as well.
Absolutely. But they can't tell you unless you put your information in. So get it done today. Update your contact information to receive alerts and download the Alerts by SDG&E app at sdgne.com/notify.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
All right, Don't Do This is brought to you by Trust and Will.
Don't.
Leave your entire estate, house, kids, and life savings up to chance if and when you die.
Do.
Set up a Trust or Will online at trustandwill.com.
This
is a lot more affordable than you think. Visit trustandwill.com for more info. Sammy Levitt going to be with us at the bottom of the hour. First, though, Woods, why don't you kick us off?
Oh, I'm kicking this off?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we were just talking about mistakes that are easily avoidable in life, right? And for celebrities, too, they do a lot of dumb things. Regular people do a lot of dumb things, too. That's just not brought to light. I thought this was one of the more kind of moronic things I've seen in a while. Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray did a little photo shoot. And it was him and his dog, his pit bull. And he's posing and looking, like a kind of a badass. But he also happened to be wearing a jersey of noted pit bull, dogfighting ringleader, convicted felon Michael Vick while he did it. I don't know the explanation behind it. I just know when the picture came out, I went, that doesn't make sense.
You posed in front of a photographer for this picture.
This wasn't it just was happenstance. I was wearing my favorite Michael Vick jersey, which is absolutely fine. If you're a Michael Vick fan, I have no problem with you being a Michael Vick fan.
We've talked about
with the Road
Vick
to Redemption. Yes, all of it.
It's an old school Virginia Tech jersey.
You love it, right? You love it.
Yeah.
And they caught me walking my pit bull. That's different entirely. This is, hey man, come to my house. Be here at 3:00. I want to take some hard ass pictures. I'm gonna get my jewelry on. I'm gonna get my Vick jersey, and then there's my pit bull.
Like you're
right
intentionally
there.
Like this will be edgy. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the thought process is there.
I can't for the life of me imagine that sounded like a good idea. I really can't. Like in his mind, I just didn't get it. I didn't get it. And he got obviously a lot of blowback and flack for it.
He deleted the
Instagram post. What was his apology?
He said, in no way, shape, or form do I condone animal
audio.
Yeah. In no way, shape, or form do I, condone, animal cruelty or dog fighting, whatever it is. for me personally, y'all saw me wear the Michael Vick jersey, a player that I admire very much growing up. And then, being home with my pup who, my dog Trunks and Swoosh, they both get treated like kings. So it's not like, I'm in no way, shape, or form am I condoning that. But yes, I saw how it affected people and, decided to take it out.
Why'd you do it in the first place?
Why did you do it?
We still are left with no explanation as to why.
You had to know people were going to see that and go, wait, that doesn't make any sense. Right?
I think so.
This is, kind of bad luck, but kind of embarrassing as well. Did you see what happened to Sean McVay on Sunday? Rams playing the Tennessee Titans. He went to call a timeout.
Oh.
He's a very bouncy coach on the sidelines.
Lots of energy.
He's got a lot of energy. Still just 39 years old. Not even 40 yet. Feels like he's been in the league forever. Still in his 30s.
The year we started.
I know.
Yeah.
And he's still in his 30s as a head coach. Went to call a timeout a little too rambunctiously. Came up limping. Turns out tore the plantar fascia in his foot. He's going to be limping around on the sidelines a little bit. He said, a little cool limp to add some swag.
A cool limp.
But a little embarrassing to injure yourself calling a timeout, I think, if you're a 39-year-old head coach.
How old were you when didn't you tear your ACL?
Cheering for the Padres? Yeah, that was...
Was it ACL?
I tore a calf muscle. Yeah. Popping off the couch to cheer, I believe, a base hit.
You told us this.
That's great.
Yeah. I think it was the 2007 run where they ended up not making the playoffs, so I would have been about 31. Yeah.
Show me on the chair show me how you.
I was watching the TV and I just went, and you
just stood up.
I heard this. You know how the athletes always say you hear
the pop?
You hear the pop, the snap sound, and it felt like a rubber band was.
That's why I go get body
in
work
my
done.
leg was like
whoa
had been snapped in my leg.
What happened?
I just broke the chair.
Oh, great. That's a don't do this as well.
I went to push on it and it broke.
You broke the chair?
Oh no, I'm gonna get killed.
Can you fix it?
I don't think so.
Foot injuries are bad though.
They are.
Like the turf toe.
What is turf toe? Can someone explain it to me?
So I think I've seen a couple of things. Obviously, Joe Burrow is dealing with turf toe.
Yeah,
it's
for
going to keep him
3
out
months.
The rest of the season.
The rest of the year?
Yeah, he's getting surgery to repair it. So he's out 3 months, which is mostly the rest of the season. They say it's a really bad name. I saw someone say Death Foot would probably be a better name for it than turf toe.
Yeah, because I remember Deion Sanders had it back in the day, and I remember when he was in Dallas, and I lived in Dallas. People were like, "Bro, get on the field! It's a toe.
It's just turf toe." They say you can't even imagine the pain that you get. It's an injury that seems to be caused more when you're playing on artificial turf.
Yeah,
but it's an actual injury in your foot. It's not like an allergy to turf or something. It's really, really painful. And unfortunately, that's what Joe Burrow's dealing with.
Real quick, I don't know if we had a do this, but I do have one.
Okay, go for it.
If we want to.
Yeah, go.
DD Mega Doo-Doo.
We have not gotten to it yet, but Jesse Agler, who don't do this, missed his incorporator word on Tuesday night, but do this because he did make up for it yesterday. He texted me late Tuesday night, and he goes, "Oh, my God, I am so sorry."
It happens.
He goes,
Playoff
it's not even like I couldn't find a moment. He goes, I literally did not even think about it. That's on me 100%. So I'll make it done. So I'll make it right. So if you want to go back to Tuesday real quick, here is Jesse's assignment.
Tonight's word is
Synecdoche.
Oh,
now not the city in New York.
That's Schenectady.
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 No,
yes.
this
AAA
is
Schenectady.
Schenectady.
This is a literary device / figure of speech, synecdoche, in which a part represents the whole.
Okay, fair enough. So yesterday, I believe, when did Marte hit his home run? Because
fourth inning,
yes. Jesse got the word in, but the very next pitch ended up being the home run. He goes, barely got that one in. Here's how it sounded last night.
Starling Marte stands in, and no doubt Nick Pavetta's arm has been a key for the 2025 Padres.
That's a little bit of synecdoche. It's more than just his arm; it's his whole body.
Yes,
he's been huge.
Pitch outside to Marte, 1-0.
It's amazing. Perfect.
And we know where that pitch landed.
Yeah.
Got it in. So that's a do this. Nice way of sneaking it in on our short show, Paulie. Don't and do this for a Thursday.
was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
How's the chair going over there?
It's not good. It's not good. I've ripped the armrest clean off.
What did you do?
I went to push myself up and I just snapped it. I'm very strong. That's what it is. Very, very strong. Ugh. Brute strength.
Mr. Odyssey will be sending you the bill for
Sure
chair
will.
repair. Looks like it should be fixable, though.
Yeah, you would think that. It's not.
Detachable armrest.
I can't get the thing to fit
I
in,
bet you broke something
in the grooves.
Yeah.
Polly?
Well, we'll look at it
Help me.
during the break, or maybe Sammy Levitt can be handy and stop by and fix it.
Who do you think's more handy,
when he
me or
joins
Sammy
us.
Levitt?
Ooh.
Let's have a hand.
That is a
No,
tough
that
one.
sounds weird. We'll have a handoff.
Padres pre- and post-game show host Sam Levitt will join
Handy
us to talk
off.
more Padres baseball coming up next
Sammy, do you want to have a handy off
on
with me?
San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 0000466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
And once again, a short show goes off the rails. That's like clockwork. Every time we have the hour off, we just can't handle
I
ourselves.
can't handle it. Paulie, I need your help on this.
We could use a little break. If you could use a little break, maybe this afternoon, this evening, what a great time to head to 7 Mile Casino. Play a little California-style blackjack, Texas Hold'em poker, baccarat, or Pai Gow in San Diego's closest and best card room.
Great day to do it. Great day to head down to 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown. You get great food, friendly dealers. It's a cool spot, too. When you walk in, you don't feel like you're in a dingy, grimy card room because you're not. You're at 7 Mile Casino. They're going to take great care of you. All the games that you love, they're spreading them all. And the food, though, I mean, great place for lunch. I mean, go just take some coworkers and go down and check it out and grab lunch.
Don and Mud were talking about brunch on the broadcast last night. Don said not really a huge brunch guy, although they do like a good omelet bar. The brunch at Sammy's is the best in the South County. It was voted best in the South Bay. You can only get it on the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. But check it out this weekend. Make an excuse. Bring a friend. Go to 7 Mile Casino. It's right there in Chula Vista, just 7 minutes from downtown.
player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
This hour on 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by the Adams Avenue Street Fair. The San Diego Foundation presents the Adams Avenue Street Fair, September 20th and 21st. The free family-friendly festival in Normal Heights features 75 musical acts, carnival rides, beer gardens, festival foods, and 300 unique exhibitors. We do have a Padres lineup in for this morning's game against the New York Mets. We also have Sammy Levitt in studio, so there will be an interesting change in this lineup as well. We will discuss that with Sam right after this check of traffic on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by Park 101 in Carlsbad, North County's football headquarters. Got a few trouble spots here, guys. One of them is this collision on the Coronado Bridge heading over to the island just before mid-span. Car and motorcycle involved. Got the left lane blocked. Also, accident on the Fairmont Avenue on-ramp to West 8. And looks like that crash did clear on northbound 15 to the eastbound King Freeway connector. Football is back, and Park 101 in coastal Carlsbad is your game day headquarters. 10,000 square feet, 19 TVs, Bills Backers Club specials, cocktails, and ice-cold beer. Park 101 at the Carlsbad Village, North County's home for football. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
152 games down, just 10 to go this season. And no one spent more time covering the San Diego Padres than Sam Levitt, who joins us right now in studio as he gets ready for an early pregame show this morning. Hello, Sammy.
Hey, good morning. How you guys doing?
Good, buddy. How are you?
I'm well. Like to be here early in the morning. Got my bagel, got my coffee.
Nice.
And I have to see what time the game is on Sunday, but this may be the final real early morning.
I want to say 11 a.m. Sunday.
11 a.m. first pitch on Sunday?
Yeah.
Wow.
In Chicago?
In
Chicago, yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's a 10 a.m. pregame. Not too bad.
Not too shabby.
And then that will be it for the early morning start times.
Do you like the early mornings?
I do. Yeah. I get the
your
free
evening.
night. Yeah. I do.
Yeah.
I do. I like having the free night. Like to be able to, have the evening.
I love
which
a
is
4
rare.
o'clock game.
I do love a 4 o'clock game too.
See, that's my least favorite.
Is it?
Yes, the East Coast night games that are 3 p.m. pregame time, 4 p.m. first pitch, and then I'm usually out of here by like 8:30, depending on how long the game goes. It just kind of eats up a lot of the day.
Too late to do it.
Too late to do it. Yeah.
I guess from your point of view, yeah. From being at home and having it over by 6:30.
Right. And if I usually get here a couple hours before the game, so then I'm like here by 1. It kind of eats up the whole day.
That's true. That's true. For
It's
me,
my least
I don't
favorite.
like laying in bed at 10:20 waiting for the game to end. You know what I mean?
I will say that is something that I don't know that I will ever get used to, being in baseball on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Because on the East Coast growing up, it was kind of like a novelty when your team would play out here, LA, San Diego, anywhere in the Pacific time zone, because I mean, it was kind of cool. Like, I remember you would be in school and you'd be staying up till 10 p.m. to watch the game. And I remember not knowing what happened the night before. When I went to sleep for school the next day, you'd wake up, you listen to it on the radio, hear what happened.
Yeah.
It was like kind of this somewhat cool thing where you were staying up late. to watch your team. But yeah, it doesn't feel as cool when it's kind of in the middle of the day over and over and over during the course of a week.
It does not. Benny, why don't you get us this lineup? I know you're champing at the
it's
bit.
fine. I just think it's interesting because you don't see Mike Schilt generally make a lot of changes after a win. Now, obviously, there's the lefty-righty changes that they make, but we've got our standard now, Jake Cronenworth at shortstop, facing a righty lineup going up against Jonah Tong. But the big change is that Jackson Merrill will bat cleanup and Gavin Sheets is moving down to the 6 hole. So just a flip-flop of two players. And Sammy, I think the conclusion is very obvious. Jackson Merrill is red hot.
Yes.
It's time to move him up in the order. Even though team is doing okay with him at the six spot, they think they need Jackson to hit more and more often.
Yeah, and Gavin Sheets is not. And I'll get to his numbers in a second. I just wrote this down before I came in. Merrill batting .341 with a 12-10 OPS in his past 11 games. Had 2 more hits last night. Has 5 home runs in those 11 games. So he's red hot. He should be batting higher in the order. And Sheets, really, aside from that double on Sunday that gave him insurance against the Rockies, I mean, he is not played all that well lately. He's 3 for his last 29 in the last 8 games. Now, 3 of those hits are doubles, 3 RBIs. And look, Gavin's gone through some skids this season, but to his credit, he's always come out of it and makes a lot of sense to me. You have a hot hitter in Jackson Merrill. He's somebody who was, quite frankly, hitting higher in the lineup earlier in the year, right? So it's not something he's not accustomed to. So makes a lot of sense to me. He's got to hit higher.
Yeah, Jonah Tong is an interesting Mets prospect, and he is really a part of their future wave of starting pitchers. And he got roughed up. Didn't make it out of the first the last time he pitched, but he's a 4-seam changeup curveball guy. Throws a little bit of a slider, throws hard, averages about 96 miles an hour with his heater. So he's going to be. This is a good lineup, I think. This is one of those that I think you're prioritizing offense, right? Because you got O'Hearn in there, hits righties very well. I know he needs to get it going too. Would love to see him get a couple knocks today off a rookie. I mean, he's a rookie. He's wet behind the ears. He is like, this is a guy that you can go out and if you can time him up, I think they can handle business today. But we have seen these guys. We have seen these guys all season long have a really rough start. Figure something out against the Padres, but you have to like the quality of the ABs that we're all seeing the last few days.
Yeah, and I think for Tong, it's, to your point, a fascinating start for him. It's his 4th major league start. To your point, he got really, really roughed up in that last start. Didn't make it out of the first inning, and the first 2 starts for him in the major leagues were pretty good. The interesting thing about the Mets, just to talk about them for a second, is from a pitching standpoint, they have massive issues, right? I mean, Minaya was pitched so poorly that they essentially had to put him in the bullpen and do this piggyback thing, which sounds like they're going to do again. I mean, they've got 3 young pitchers that have been brought up to essentially save their season.
Correct.
And Tong is one of them. Nolan McLean, who's been outstanding, is another one of them. And Brandon Sproat, who the Padres won't see this series, is another one of them. And I mean, there's a chance if they do make the postseason that McLean could start game 1.
I think as he should.
Yeah, I mean that's how kind of desperate they are. David Peterson yesterday, I mean, that's kind of been his story, what he did yesterday. So it's a huge game. Obviously, every game's big for the Padres right now. It's also a huge game for the Mets, considering where they are in the standings, and a big game for Jonah Tong. So the point is, today, I would imagine there's a lot of pressure on Tong. There's a big game. He's coming off a really rough outing, and you hope the Padres can take advantage.
And I would say that the Mets know that they're in a good position because, they haven't used Edwin Diaz in this series. The Padres had to use all 4 of their back-end guys yesterday. Jeremiah Estrada threw the fewest pitches. He's also the guy who's been struggling the most on the back end. Gave up another home run, but Suarez threw 26 pitches. Mason Miller threw 19. Morejon threw 20. And you got Randy Vasquez on the mound who, going to give you a nails performance, but is generally not deep into the game. So I wonder how Mike Schilt and Ruben Abel are going to handle the bullpen today.
I think just to a larger point, I think as it becomes, and we'll see, they still have got a shot at the division, right? We'll see what happens in the next few days. Will probably crystallize their realistic chances to pick up 3 games on the Dodgers before the final bell in the regular season. I do think it's going to be kind of fascinating to see how Mike Schilt, how the Padres treat this bullpen in the final week of the season, because if I'm the Padres, I need those guys A, rested, and B, ready to rock.
Yeah,
and
you need
in as best position as possible. Like, I don't know why Estrada is struggling as much as he is. He hasn't talked about being fatigued. Anytime you see a reliever used as much as he's been used, all of a sudden start to wobble. You have
he
to
scares
think
me right now.
Yeah,
He does.
you have to think that maybe it is just the guy that has been used a ton, and we see this with relievers. But to me, like, if Jeremiah Estrada doesn't pitch much at all in the final week of the season, and you just try to give him rest, I'm all for that, especially once you've clinched a spot, and we'll see what happens with the division. But those guys got to be rested.
And I think with the offense today is really where I'm putting the onus, is that you have a rookie pitcher on the mound.
Yeah.
Don't play for one run early. Go out and try to get a sizable lead against this guy, so that if you need to relieve Randy in the 5th or the 6th, God willing, he gets through 5 innings today and you have a lead, then you can go to some lower leverage guys, because you've put up 4, 5, 6 runs potentially on a rookie pitcher. Don't go up there. If Tatis hits a single, do not bunt him to second. Try to get to this rookie pitcher and score some runs.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
One of the tricky things here for the Padres is that the next 4 days, the Dodgers play the Giants, all 4 of those games. Padres have to play first every single day because the Dodgers are at home on the West Coast.
Yeah.
So you won't know if they've won or not, or they've lost.
You can't.
If the Dodgers lost, you go, well, we can chase this a little bit.
Yep.
But if they win, you're kind of chasing nothing because you can't catch them without some help. So,
But you got nobody to blame but yourself.
I know,
but every opportunity.
As Sammy just indicated, how hard do you go after it? You don't want to, wreck your bullpen going into the playoffs. Is it worth even chasing it? And you don't know what the Dodgers are doing. Maybe today, if you got to win there, you bring back a Miller, you bring back someone and go, hey, if we win this one, we'll see what the Dodgers do. If they win again tonight, though, hey, bullpen day, they're off tomorrow for sure. We got to start resting these guys this last week because there's not much of a path if the Dodgers don't start losing.
There's something to be said too, and it's the Dodgers, and they're not feeling much pressure right now because you do have to outplay them by 3 games with the tiebreaker. So they're not feeling, I would say, a lot of pressure right now. They're not. And if you go out today and you feel like if you do chase a win today, you got to make sure you get the win. That's all I'm saying. Like if you go out and chase one, you're like, Mason, can you get me 3 outs? I know you got me 5 last night. I don't know that it's the most prudent thing. He's young. He'd do it. He would do it. He's been willing to do anything they've asked. If you do chase it today, Schulte, got to make sure you come away with a dub.
Yeah,
and then putting a little pressure on the Dodgers to win.
And to your point, I think a lot of the onus falls on the offense today
100%.
Against the rookie starting pitcher.
100%.
And the more I think about it in a postseason sense, that is going to be, and we can talk about the starting pitching, right, and some of the issues there and what they need out of the rotation in the postseason. But this offense is going to have to show up in a really big way. I'm sitting there the last couple of nights watching the Phillies-Dodgers series and watching the Phillies just, pound baseballs all over the place and them go back and forth. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, man, the Padres are going to have to match this in some sense offensively.
Yeah.
To your point, to play for a run or two in the postseason against those types of teams and just hope that your bullpen can hang on, man, that feels like it's going to be a real dangerous way to live, or especially over the course of a longer series.
No question. And it's certainly excruciating to watch.
You're going to have to win games multiple different ways.
Correct.
They're going to have to have this.
You're going to have to win a 3-2 game in which you're tenuously holding a 1-run lead for the last 4 innings. And you're also going to have to win a 10-6 game where your offense comes to play once or twice in the playoffs. There's no one way you can just get all the way through a month-long postseason and have one formula for victory.
No,
and
no chance.
And one really good thing right now, and you hope it's the power surge coming at the right time, is the fact that all of a sudden they are hitting some more home runs.
Yep.
Now, being realistic about it, a bunch of those games were against the Rockies in Denver and
Still
at
gotta hit
Petco
'em.
Park, but you still got to do it. You can't control who you play, but the fact that Manny all of a sudden is hitting more, Merrill's hitting more, Fernando's hitting more, hopefully a sign of things to come that you are having a power surge at the right time. Because the more I think about it, the more I watch these other teams, they're going to need it. You just, in a long series, you're going to have to hit. You're not going to, I really don't think the Padres are going to small ball their way exclusively, Not that you can't win some games like that, but exclusively to a World Series, these guys are going to have to hit.
Multiple formulas, Sammy. Just over an hour away from the EcoWater SoCal pregame show this morning. We'll let you get back to your prep, and we'll see you at 9:10.
All right.
Thank you, buddy.
In season, Sammy Levitt joins us every single Thursday. Eno Sarris also joins us on Thursdays for Smart Baseball. He'll be with us in our 8 o'clock hour at 8:35. We'll also play a little Real or Fake on a Throwback Thursday, chance to qualify another Tier 1 for the trip to Las Vegas to see the Eagles at the Sphere. And then we'll turn things over to Sammy just after 9 o'clock and get you ready for some Padres baseball.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll come back. Final hour of Ben and Woods ahead.
Weird.
We can get into some of the other baseball that went on, including yesterday's performance by Blake Snell, who refused to come out of the game when manager Dave Roberts came to take him out. Interesting moment there for the Dodgers. That and more coming up next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
All right, we are 2/3 of the way home on a Thursday. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Thanks so much for being here with us. Been a fun show, yelling at each other this morning. It's all love. It's always all love with the Ben and Woods program and the Tier 1s. We love you guys very, very much. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl, executive producer of the program. Ben Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor, joins us as well.
Got any plans tonight with the early game? Kids, practices?
Our football practice got canceled.
Okay. Rain?
Low attendance.
Low attendance.
Yeah, not enough RSVPs.
That's too bad.
Practice. But got a game tomorrow night, so we're going to go in. We're going to go in cold for the game tomorrow night. Like our chances still, very much. Good team. So
football?
Flag football, yeah.
What does flag football practice for that age look like? Are you guys running like
greatest.
Any plays? Is it just
yeah. Oh, it's the best.
No, I'm curious.
Our coach he's psychotic, and I love him. I love him. He takes it very seriously.
Like they're learning like fundamental plays,
they run
base plays and stuff.
They run.
That's awesome.
They run play action. They run. Mo does like when he quarterbacks the second quarter of every game. So he gets one quarter. He runs the go in motion. They run fakes. They run. Bo did a shovel pass for a touchdown last week. It's serious, and then they do. They pull flags. So there's 4 cones. 5 guys on this side, 5 guys on this. You run around the cones and try to break down and get the flags. Just pulling flags helps you win games. It's really the only thing. And then at the end, they play a game called Mayhem, which is fantastic. So he loves it.
I think and you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but I think you've talked about it before. What's Bo? He likes football.
Yeah, loves it.
Is there any thought of him playing real football when he gets a little older? Does he want to? Do you guys not want him to?
So I think Hannah is vehemently against it, 1,000%. It would take her. It would really take him begging to play. I will tell you this. I know he's my child. He throws a really nice ball and he makes really good decisions with the ball. He doesn't panic. He is accurate and he has a cannon on him. So
I mean, I can literally see him turning into Sunshine from Remember the Titans.
I know. So like
if he keeps that air,
if he wants to do it, I'm going to support him whatever he wants to do. Does it make me nervous? Yes, 100%. He's also like he's a sensitive little 7-year-old right now. He's not ready, Paul. And I think if he did want to play, it would have to come in like 9th grade. You know what I mean? I'm not starting him in pads anytime soon.
It's interesting that you will make a parental decision for his health and safety.
Yeah.
But you're willing to change it if he begs.
Yes. If it's his passion. Like if I want.
And then just
I don't disagree with you
on what you just said, maybe wait until high school. Would that be the smartest thing?
So,
because then he's going up against kids that have been playing and know the proper ways to hit and tackle. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if he wants to do it.
I don't think
do you maybe start him like in earlier, like 6th grade?
I don't think he will. But again, things can change.
Sure.
But he just loves it. He loves to compete. So it doesn't matter what it is.
Did you ever play football?
I played one spring season and I hated it.
In Texas?
No, in Connecticut.
That was in Connecticut.
I hated it so much. You know why I hated it so much? I couldn't understand it. I knew the game. We played Sandlot and loved it. Watched it like I was a college football fan. When they handed me the playbook for the first time, I went, what? I had they've had me on defense. I was like a strong safety.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is this? We had a running back. He's dead now. His name's Charles Teasley. Died murdered. Yeah, like a drug deal gone bad. He in high school, Ben, he was 6'4", 235. We're talking sophomore year. He was a running back. So my very first practice, he bust through and I had to run and I did the full breakdown and just dove at his legs, missed him entirely. It was like, this sucks. But I love, I love the game. I love playing with my friends we played tackle all through high school. But for him, it's what, if he comes and says, look, this is my passion. I want to be a quarterback. All right, bud, let's go. And I think Hannah would come around. I don't know that she could go to the games. I'm not kidding when I say
it's tough.
I don't think she could go to the games.
We do have a gold member stream tonight. We've always been advertising it on the YouTube stream for our gold members. But actually, afterwards, I am going to, Fancy Ben's making an appearance. It's been a while, but my buddy Scott is in town. We're going to play a little golf this weekend, but he wanted to go to the new Michelin-starred restaurant in Carlsbad called Lilo.
Boy, Oh, boy.
I don't even know what I'm getting into tonight. I've heard it's like 12 courses. It's one like chef's table where you sit around and like little tiny bites of extremely fancy foods, wagyus and caviars and stuff. But I don't know.
God.
I don't know what I'm getting into. In fact, I don't know that I've ever been. I don't know that I've ever actually been to a restaurant that at least had a Michelin star at the time that I went to it.
I've never been to a Michelin. I don't know that it's for me. I like more bulk in my meals. I do. I like this. Hell, here's a bite of this. Fantastic. Wednesday, and I'm
willing to pay premium, like for
the
nicest
a big steak
you've ever had in your life, and the bread.
Oh, I'm looking at the menu.
salads.
Oh my God, Ben. This is like straight out of The Bear.
Yes, it is. It's very bear-like.
Can I tell you the other reason? I'm so happy that you get to go because I know food is like your thing. The other reason that I don't think I could go, it's not price, it's length.
Well, it's going to be late. They only had 2 seatings, and the early seating was too early, so we're at like the 7:45 seating. And so I'd imagine we'll be dining until like close to 10 at least, probably.
It's way too much. It's way too much for me.
But I'll have good stories for you
Good.
tomorrow.
I can't wait.
Tomorrow.
Please remember some details of what you had. I know you will. You're good with stuff like that. So somebody said it's very good. Get the wine pairing. So you're going to be hungover tomorrow.
Maybe.
And
it's already Friday.
Full. It's Friday. And we got Schulte on for the last time
regular season.
So yeah, we don't have any agreements with Schulte throughout the playoffs. So tomorrow could be the last. And I thought about this last night. It's funny that we bring up Schulte.
It was the last time last year.
Yeah, it was.
I don't think we talked to him after the playoffs.
I think you talked to him in spring training. Yeah. I got a DM from a very good Padres fan named Andy, and I chat with Andy quite a bit. And he hit me with hey, I know people love to do this. Hey, I know Schulte's coming on. Could you ask him about him bunting? And I go, I've already asked it. And he answered the way that he answered. I said, okay. He said, well, what about a question about us bunting and sacrificing is twice as much as the other team that does it the second most? And I said, we actually asked AJ Preller that last week. Had the numbers for him, everything. And he answered it how he answered it. As far as how I'm feeling about tomorrow's interview, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to keep it as low key as possible. We're going to the playoffs. We're kind of in a division race. I'm not super fired up about anything. We know who they are. He's answered those questions. I would like to have fun with Mike Schulte tomorrow. I would, if he's amenable to fun. But I don't know that he will be. I'm sure something I will say will rub him the wrong way.
I get
it always does.
So I get what you're saying. The team is the team.
The team is the team at this point, you know?
He actually did.
Tell me about this because I missed this.
He did actually go into even more detail yesterday before the game. I believe it was from reporters from New York who were asking him about the stats of the bunting stats. Why is your team bunt twice as much as the second highest bunting team in baseball? And he gave
yes,
if you want to, if we got the audio, we can play a little bit of it. He kind of explains it in I think the most detailed way that he has, and he admits he's not really calling many of these bunts himself.
Yeah.
Mike, you guys lead the league in sacrifice bunts by a pretty wide margin, and I'm just like the bunt has kind of gone out of favor the last however many years in baseball. What's the reason for the increase in the propensity for bunting right now with you guys?
It's multi-factored. First of all, we play a lot of close games, and we've been able to establish a winning record in close games, and so you do what the game calls for. We've had a good bullpen, making sure we can get a lead, and not that we want to hold on for dear life because sometimes we do that too, but we want to make sure we're bringing our guys in with that lead. The biggest thing for me about it is, and listen, I understand the value of an out, and there's a couple of different ways of looking at it. So there's going to be outs made. We clearly know, and we talk about this with our group about slug and how important slug is. And listen, we want to hit homers. We hit a couple last night, 3, and have swung the bat well and driven the ball to the ballpark. We are pro homer. All right. So let's make that clear. The other thing about it is, a lot of times the team that makes the most productive outs has the best chance to win the game. And the point that I'm really tickled about is our players have the freedom to see the game, and we trust them to feel what's taking place in their at bat. So, people, Jackson, for an example, he hits a homer the other way, and then the next day, first and second, he's bunting. Well, it's not the same pitcher that's throwing. And just in general, if the guy being the hitter, is taking in a bat, and he's not as comfortable, whether it's a left on left, just a tough matchup, the hitter that particular day is not feeling great. These guys are human, and they go, okay, I'm not seeing the ball really great off this particular guy. So let me figure out a way to pass the baton, and do that. And I would say that's probably half of our sacrifice bunts, where guys are in the situation where, because think about a sacrifice bunt situation. What are you also in? You're also in a position where you could hit into a double play. All right. And if a guy's not feeling good about a matchup, and if a guy's a high ground ball guy, and he goes, okay, I can move this guy, stay out of the double play, and move a guy from first, second, or second to third, or both. And then you go, all right, and now we hit a sac fly. We've had good at bats. We've been able to chance to score a run. And I've gone around and around, and but that's the part of the analytic world that doesn't get factored in, because in a silo, I understand giving up a third of your inning isn't something that I personally want to do consistently. But if we can make a productive out and allows us to help score a run and win a game, then.
So giving up a third of his inning is not something he wants to do consistently, yet they do it much more than any other team.
Yeah.
Thought it was interesting where he said more than half of their bunts are the players making the decision going, I don't know that I can get a hit off this guy. I don't want to hit into a ground ball double play. It was interesting, though, that came before the game yesterday. Elias Diaz then did the exact same thing he was talking about. Elias Diaz hit into a double play his first time up, came up with a runner at first and nobody out his second time up, laid down the bunt. All right, well, I'm not going to hit into a double play if I do this.
Yeah,
and
smart.
It ended up with a grand slam at the end of that inning.
Yeah.
Whether or not it helped him or not, we'll never know what Elias Diaz would have done in that.
Again, Elias Diaz bunting is fine. Jackson Merrill, and if you want to give me that, I don't want to say it's an excuse, but that reasoning, that logic behind it, I think I want Jackson Merrill in a mindset and a state that is, I'm not seeing it particularly great, but I can still do damage. Jackson Merrill should not be sacrifice bunting. I mean, unless
he bunted for a single in that situation, but you can still make the same argument that you're giving up the possibility of a lot more when you square around.
Listen, like I said, man, it's his team. The fact that it's half of these guys on their own, I think that we all as fans were like, you got to coach these guys up and coach them. I do like that they have the freedom to make their own decisions.
And philosophically, the only solution to stop them from bunting is now to say you can't bunt.
Correct.
Which he doesn't, and I don't think he will do. He will never say to your guys, just don't bunt here. Whatever you do, don't bunt.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's coming out of his mouth.
I don't think so either. And I mean, again, sometimes guys left to their own devices, they do goobery stuff like Luis Ariz did last night, or in your case, Elias Diaz did last night. But
man, I took away my first takeaway from, because I had not heard that yet from Schulte yesterday before the game. And I go, right at the beginning, he said, well, we're in a lot of close ball games, 1-run ball games. I go, that's why you're bunting, or are you in a lot of close one-run ball games because you're bunting?
Correct, because you played for one in the first.
Right.
I don't mind playing for one in the 7th, the 8th, the 9th. I don't. I'm not anti-bunting.
Are you turning 1-run losses into 1-run wins, or are you turning 3-run wins into 1-run wins?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, they're close games either way.
It's the old scared money don't make money, right? That's the thing that keeps popping in my head. And I think, situational bunting is great. And the fact that we can do it better than almost anybody else, because we've had a lot more opportunity, I think that can help this team. But I do think, playing like today, perfect example, perfect example. You don't play for one run today. You don't. You go out and you try to put the wood to this guy.
I'd like to think that would be something discussed in ball talk before the game.
Correct.
Hey, guys, looking at this game, this is an opportunity for us to try to go out and score some big runs, some big innings. Let's keep that in mind. It doesn't mean you can't ever bunt, but let's keep in mind that the goal today
is
to score a ton of runs, and let's see if we can break open a big inning somewhere.
Let's crack this rookie. Like let's send this rookie home packing and make it a miserable experience in Queens for him in front of those fans. Let's go out and look for that fastball that he throws 60% of the time. If he doesn't throw a fastball, it's going to be the changeup. He'll mix in a curveball every now and then, but really go up there and look dead red and try to do damage on this guy today.
Do want to get into the Dodgers and Blake Snell refusing to come out of the game in the seventh inning when Dave Roberts came to take him out of the game. Alex Vezina was already
jogging
halfway in from the bullpen when Blake shook his head and just gave like death stare. No, I'm not coming out. He didn't want the Dodgers bullpen to blow another game for him, I think. I mean, and it worked out. Finished off his 7, struck out his 12th batter. Dodgers did get the win yesterday. I mean, if you're a Blake Snell fan, it's a nice moment.
Oh,
yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, look, you want to see that from all of your pitchers. You don't.
Sure.
You want him saying, "I want this. I've earned this. Give me the chance to do it." And he did it. He did it.
I don't think Nick Pivetta was too happy coming out of the game after 4 2/3 yesterday.
I don't think so either.
But Adrian Morejon, lefty. I mean, it's a good matchup there for Adrian Morejon, and ended up working out in a Padres victory in the end.
Correct. So, obviously different teams, different situations. Their bullpen is not good. You don't want to have to go to them if you're Dave Roberts. And I think it's when I watched a little bit of that game. I turned it off after he got out of that jam. So I saw it live. And I thought, that's cool. Good for Blake and good for Dave for leaving him in. That's the right move. If it backfires on you, I don't care. It doesn't matter. You got to lead. Like, that's the opportunity. If you're Dave Roberts, you're like, I'm really in a no-lose situation here. If he does it, the whole world is like, oh my God, Blake Snell, what a gamer. And if he gives it up, he serves it up, he goes to the press and he says, I'm riding with my guys, dude. I trust Blake Snell to get out of that. He made one bad pitch the whole night. One. And that was it. But listen, could it come back to bite him in October? I hope it does.
I mean, he'd already called for the lefty.
He had called for the lefty. That's true. That's true.
That is so funny.
True.
To see Vezina
He got talked out of it. That's true. That's true. He did. He actually made the call. Oh, never mind. Go back. It's true. But I think,
I think walk of shame back to
Vezina was like, all right. And he ended up coming in and doing a decent job too. But it was you like to see that. The modern player is often mocked for just get me through my 5 innings and I'll cash my check. No, I thought that was pretty cool.
You mentioned the manager's report tomorrow with Mike Schilt, 9 a.m. It's refreshed by Eco Water SoCal. Try alkaline water for just $9.95 a month. Eco Water SoCal, keeping it soft since 1925. When we come back, play a quick game of real or fake. It's your chance, Tier 1, to qualify for the trip to the Sphere Las Vegas, the Eagles, the Venetian stay, the $100 gas card. During our break, call in at 833-288-0973. We will pick our contestant. We will play our game coming up next year with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan. Before we get to traffic, though, Woods and I want to remind everybody out there, if you are a husband, a wife, if you've got kids, and you don't have a will, you don't have a trust, then you are potentially setting your family up for chaos if something should happen to you. No one wants chaos.
No, it's already going to be, a really, really tough time, and you want to make sure that you have them protected when you leave. And keep their life as easy as possible. And go to trustandwill.com. You can get everything set up. Doesn't take very long at all. It varies depending on how much stuff you have. For me, it took me about 25, 30 minutes, a couple of innings, as we like to say. And it was really simple. Trustandwill.com. Code is radio20, going to give you 20% off.
There's a peace of mind of knowing you've got those documents now in your safe or filing cabinet or wherever. Hopefully you won't need them for a very long time, but you got them. Help your family stay out of probate court when you're gone. Pass your assets so they're available right away. You can do that with a trust, and you can do it affordably without a lawyer, without billable hours by going to trustandwill.com and using code radio20 at checkout at trustandwill.com.
Hey, player. This is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
All right, we got to move fast because Eno Sarris is going to join us for some smart baseball here at the bottom of the hour, and that'll be, I believe, our final segment of the day, right, Paulie? So let's get to it. It is time to play Real or Fake.
Some are here for the compelling sports talk with Ben and Woods. You can go plow through another donut. It's time for Real or Fake on 97.3 The Fan. Tell the people what they'll win today.
Oh, it's a great prize. You could be the number 5 qualifier this month for our grand prize drawing of a trip to Las Vegas to see the Eagles at the Sphere. 2 tickets to the show on January 30th, a 2-night stay at the Venetian Resort, a Vibey VIP package, and a $100 gas card. Check out the entire Eagles schedule, their residency at the Sphere, 48 total shows at Ticketmaster.com, where you can get your own seats. Real or Fake, brought to you by Bay Alarm, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you, and we got Chase today as our contestant. Good morning, Chase.
Good morning.
All right. You've got Woods here to help you out. You get one phone a friend from Woods, just one.
I don't like that rule.
Well, I know, but I think this is one that you probably do quite well on, and okay. I don't want to just automatically, help Chase out. So, Chase, here's your Real or Fake category this week. We were talking about Tom Hanks earlier this week, so I decided to make Hanks the center of today's game of Real or Fake. Tom Hanks has been nominated for an Oscar or Golden Globe as Best Actor or Supporting Actor for 10 different roles.
Wow.
Today on Real or Fake, I'll give you a name. You tell me if it's a real character portrayed by Hanks in an award-nominated role or a fake I've thrown in to fool you.
Oh, this could get
tricky. Tom Hanks movies, Chase?
Not really.
No, all right. Well, you got at least one. You got one help from Woods, and you can always guess. It's 50-50. You only need 4 right.
Makes
so
it
round
easier.
number 1. Chuck Noland. Real or fake? Chuck Noland.
Fake.
It's real.
That was the one we were talking
Castaway.
about. Castaway. That was his character's name that worked at FedEx and crashed on the island. All right, we're down 1, but we can come back. Let's go round number 2. John Miller. John Miller, real or fake?
Real.
Fake.
Oh,
I was gonna say fake.
Captain John Miller from Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, that was his name.
Yeah,
I would not have gotten
That's
that
why
one.
this game isn't quite as easy as you thought it
You're
might
so
be.
tricky.
All right, here we go. Round number 3. Andrew Beckett. Andrew Beckett, real or fake Tom Hanks character, Chase?
Fake.
He's the lawyer in Philadelphia, Andrew Beckett. All right, now we're a little behind. Let's see if we can rally here. Round number 4. Joseph McFarland, real or fake? Joseph McFarland, Chase?
Fake.
Fake. You got that one. All right, you got 2. Now we got 3 left. You need 2 out of 3 right to qualify. Round number 5. Sam Baldwin. Sam Baldwin, real or fake?
Real.
Real. Sleepless in Seattle?
Yeah. It is Sleepless in Seattle. Yeah. Very good. That means you only need 1 of the last 2. You still have Woods as your phone a friend as well. Round number 6. Richard Phillips. Real or fake, Chase?
Woodsy, that's real, right?
That's real, buddy.
Captain
Phillips. Yes.
Chase, you have done it. You've qualified. Hang on the line. Paulie will get your information.
Great comeback.
Last one, Josh Baskin.
Real. Big.
Big. Yeah, there you go.
Elite movie.
Elite.
It was so good.
So good.
I will stop down on Big.
What was the name of the
anytime.
fortune teller? The
Zoltar.
Zoltar. That's
Yeah.
right. Zoltar.
So good.
All right, Chase.
I never saw Captain Phillips. Is he good?
I actually didn't see it either.
You didn't see it either?
Yeah. You knew that one, though. You were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the
Look at me. I am the captain now.
Is that what that's from?
Great movie.
Is it a good movie? Okay, I'm gonna
All
watch
right,
it.
Good job, Chase. Good job, Chase. Hang on the line. Paulie will get your information. While he's doing that, since we're kind of pressed for time, we actually have another giveaway right now as well. The third caller, be patient because Paulie's got two prizes to give away.
No.
Though, is going to
Not
get
like
some.
I texted you guys an hour.
I know.
ago.
My bad. SDSU football tickets. You can join all the other people who have free SDSU tickets.
Go
by
check it
getting
out.
some free SDSU football tickets to see the game against Cal on Saturday night at Snapdragon Stadium. You can call now, third caller, 833-288-0973. Get your own tickets. I think they're doing a discount now, $15 tickets as well at GoAztecs.com. They're trying to fill up that place on Saturday night for the game against Cal, but call in and win. We'll come back with Eno Sarris and some smart baseball. Final segment of Ben & Woods next on 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466. For a full list of games and rules, played at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
Another thing you can do this weekend is head down to 7 Mile Casino, where we were just talking about it earlier. I don't think I stressed enough, though, the convenience factor of 7 Mile Casino. You do not have to drive a long way. I've been to some of the other card rooms. You go like long roads down into the East County, 45 minutes. Sometimes it's an hour. If there's traffic, it's bad. 7 Mile Casino, you're making a very quick drive down the 5 freeway to Chula Vista for a great, comfortable, awesome card room.
They got Texas Hold'em, they got Pai Gow, they got Baccarat, and they have my beloved California-style blackjack right when you walk in the front door. First thing that greets you, sit down, play a couple hands, have a great time, have a delicious lunch. They have phenomenal food, great dinner. Their late-night menu is incredible. The players menu 24/7. It's the only place you can get a real good meal, after midnight in San Diego. So check it out for yourselves. You won't be disappointed.
Yeah, if you're a late night worker, whatever, you can go after your shift, go in the morning, whenever you want. Absolutely love it. Tell them Ben Wood sitting at 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
This hour 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by Staples. Your local Staples has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. Right now at Staples, save up to $125 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends 11/1, plus save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples. Yeah, we are getting down. Just 10 games left for your San Diego Padres, including one in about an hour and a half from Citi Field in New York. But before we get to pregame coverage, we got Eno Sarris going to join us for some smart baseball right after traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
This game day traffic report is brought to you by Crystal Geyser, Alpine Spring Water. It's been a busy morning, and guess what? It's not over yet. Yeah, slick roadways contributing to a lot of problems here. Crash on northbound 805 before Bonita. A couple vehicles blocking right lane. Also, an accident has cleared on the Coronado Bridge heading over to the island right before mid-span, but we're still seeing a little leftover slowing. Hit and run crash, Lemon Grove Avenue on-ramp to westbound King Freeway. Westbound 52, accident at Cuyamaca. Right lane's blocked. There's also a vehicle or two in the center divide. North County ride hasn't been an easy one either. The South 5 coastline at Tamarack crash has been cleared over the right shoulder. Collision on southbound 15, right around Felicita. Looks like this one is blocking the HOV lane. Then further down before Rancho Bernardo Road, another collision. That one's over to the right shoulder. What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? They always bottle their Alpine Spring Water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source. And all of their bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from their own recycling plants. Crystal Geyser, bottled at the spring source. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben & Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's time for the super polished, yet to be named Smart Baseball Weekly segment with Eno Sarris, son of a bitch. Brought to you by 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from the ballpark, by the bay in Chula Vista. Here's Eno Sarris with Ben & Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
And we welcome our highly knowledgeable friend, Eno Sarris, back to the program here on a Thursday with a short show today. Eno, you're going to take us to the finish line today.
All right. Morning baseball.
The closer. Yeah, you're the closer today for the Ben & Woods program. All right, the article that you just wrote with our pal Dennis Lynn in The Athletic talking about IVB, induced vertical break. What is it, and how do I teach my 7-year-old how to throw it all the time?
I've actually, with my son, tried to capture his, because basically the best way to do it is to get the spin axis on the ball as close to vertical as possible, because then you're turning as much of the spin into vertical movement as possible. And you can do it actually a little bit with just the slow-mo setting on your iPhone.
Yeah.
So you're just trying to adjust their fingers and the ball so that when it comes out, you get that end over end spin.
Is IVB similar to when a batter is trying to get some backspin on the ball to make it travel further, like it rises more as it's flying over the fence?
Yes and no. Yes, in that, but they're both spin-induced factors, and that backspin is generally good. But no, because pitchers, more IVB is almost always better, and there is a point of no return with batters where more spin is not good. It can actually rob the ball of distance. So, there's batting and batted spin is one of the last frontiers that we don't have any public data on that. And it's one of the biggest reasons why, if you're ever like, oh, this ball was hit 30 degrees at 110 miles an hour, and this ball was hit 30 degrees at 100, why is one a homer and one not? Almost always the two answers that we don't know right now are wind and batted ball spin.
Yeah, that happens a lot here. I mean, there was a Jackson Merrill ball he hit to the wall. Ben came in. He's like, look, if you run this against every other, speed and angle and all that, it should be a home run. It wasn't. So he just maybe spun it a little too much, or it was a little windy out in center field of Petco Park.
Yeah. But, the temperature is a factor in Petco too, but that's at least knowable, right? Like
right.
We know the temperature, and we know that it's funny to East Coasters say that San Diego is a cold park, compared to a lot of other parks. But anybody who lives in San Diego knows all about that. The Padres, by the way, when it comes to IVB, are number one. I mean, they are easily number one in the league, and I think it's a combination of the guys you acquire. Getting somebody like Estrada, points to knowing the value of IVB. And then I think there's some coaching effect in there too.
Pivetta is one of the better guys. You often, you watch him and they talk about his rising fastball or the swing and miss he gets at the top of the zone, and didn't have his greatest start yesterday, but that's what seems to have made him so effective this year.
Yeah, on the team, Pivetta actually outranks Estrada on average IVB, but there's a little wrinkle there that in the story that is the newest sort of understanding of IVB, and it's like when you look at Michael King's fastball, it does not stand out when it comes to IVB, but versus his arm slot, it's very good. So when you kind of look at his sinker and you compare it to his four seam, there's a huge difference there on the order of 5 or 6 inches, and that's that's the difference between what they expect, what the batter expects, and what they get. So Pivetta's arm angle, projects the idea that he's going to throw it over the top, and that he's going to have a lot of IVB. It's still good, but there can be a little bit more deception from Michael King's forcing.
Yeah, Rob Refsnyder, he's quoted in your article talking about how if he, checks the scouting report and goes, oh, this guy gets 18 to 20, IVB, I need to swing 2 balls above where I normally would. Not the greatest feeling going into the box, knowing, okay, I know generally where I'm looking middle. I actually have to swing a little bit higher because this guy gets so much right. What a horrible way to take.
My eyes are lying to me.
My eyes are lying
where
to
I
me.
think the ball isn't right now.
That's insane.
Isn't it amazing?
It's amazing
that they can do that
ever. Like it's amazing they can do it ever.
It's amazing that the hitter can say that and then it works, because Marcus Semien said, "Oh, I was facing Aroldis Chapman. He has that rising fastball." And, somebody said something about, just trying to hit the top of the ball instead of the bottom of the ball. And I tried that, and ever since then, I've been able to hit four-seamers really well. Then he told Matt Olson. Matt Olson's like, oh, let me try that. And Matt Olson can now hit the four-seam well, and he couldn't before.
Wow.
And Alex Bregman said the same thing. I have to sort of swing above the ball or on the top of the ball. And I'm just like, these are the tiniest adjustments made by the best hitters on the planet. And what we have seen over the course of the research into IVB and such is that we had all these pitchers come out that had great ride because we discovered, oh, we can measure this thing, and now we can scout for it, and we can develop it,
tweak it. Yeah.
And so there was all this rising fastballs around the league, and hitters actually started to get better at IVB, at hitting IVB, high IVB four seamers and hitting those. And so that's why I think somebody like Michael King's four seam is deceptive, because nobody looks in the scouting report and says, oh, that's a high IVB. And nobody looks in the scouting report and says, oh, you have to worry about Michael King's four seamer. So, he kind of lulls you to sleep to thinking, I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to think about hitting on top of it. But then you start thinking, I have to hit low on Michael King's balls because he throws sinkers and everything falls down.
Yeah.
So I have to kind of golf everything. And then the four seam comes in relatively straight, and you say, crap, I had the wrong swing on that one.
Missed it.
Speaking of Michael King, does anybody have to worry about Michael King at all? Padres fans, opponents, after his last start, were in a bit of a tizzy here in San Diego, knowing our playoff hopes kind of ride on him, and he looks like a pitcher who's not locked in or even close to locked in. Did you see anything in that last start, which he got hit badly by the Mets a couple of days ago, that makes you think that he could still turn it around before the playoffs here?
Speaking of IVB, it wasn't one of his better IVBs on the fastball. Some of his movements weren't quite right, and I think that's what contributed to the command being out of whack and leaving some pitches up. I don't know, I have this number, Location Plus, that says that his pitch and his count adjusted locations weren't terrible, but when I watched the game, I thought he's leaving too much middle.
Yeah.
So I would just say that it was working the kinks out. I would not be too worried yet.
Good. That's always good to hear. Always.
And one of the things that's most important when you come back off of the injury report, one of the things that you can look at as the most predictive is your velo in your first start back actually is really good at telling you what your velo will be after that. And so I know I said it was down a little bit, but 93.3 in that game, and he's 93.6 for the year. I don't know. I'm not worrying about that. So I'm thinking, something was a little bit off. Maybe he was still feeling his injury a little bit, and in terms of the command being a little bit off, and I think he'll be fine.
Talking to our pal Eno Sarris from The Athletic, and obviously it's our favorite time of year. It's the playoffs. We will hear the word, and our audience will hear the word crapshoot many, many, many times over the next couple of weeks, right? You just get in, and it's a crapshoot. You're looking at teams, all the teams that are kind of projected. We have a good idea about some of the who the teams will be playing. I know you guys did some rankings, I think, a couple of weeks ago. The Padres were one that kind of worried about a little bit. For you right now, you look at who's kind of in. Who do you like? Who do you really like? Who's the one you look at and go, they're going to be really tough to beat?
I mean, I think the Padres are right there because, there's two things that I know to be true, and they sound like they don't agree, but they can agree. Two things that I know to be true about the postseason are that power is really important, and that contact becomes more important than it is during the regular season. And that's because I think you're facing better pitchers, and so just being able to make contact against those better pitchers becomes more important. Now, if you look at the last month, we've been talking about the power outage in San Diego for a long time, but Tatis going and getting that ball, Machado going full tank, over the last 30 days, they have an above average slugging percentage.
Good.
They're finally pushed that into it. And when you start to look at, their strikeout rate plus their slugging percentage, they're looking a lot more like, the closest comparison is maybe the Dodgers and the Blue Jays, lineups, which are lineups that people like.
Yeah. Good. That makes me happy.
And if you're comparing them to somebody like the Blue Jays, you're going to say, well, the Padres have a much better bullpen than the Blue Jays. Yep. If they have a comparable offense to the Blue Jays, then that's pretty good. And then I would probably take the Padres starters over the Blue Jays starters. So there you go. Like, the Blue Jays are a darling for a lot of people, and I get it because they make contact, they hit the ball hard, they have, pretty good pitchers, but the Padres are comparable. So, those are two teams I have circled that I kind of enjoy going into this postseason.
For the playoffs, would you rather be a team like the Dodgers with fairly dominant starting pitching going into the playoffs, but a giant question mark bullpen that's been struggling? Or would you rather be a team like the Padres with not much starting pitching depth and not sure what you're going to get, but what's been a dominant bullpen all season long?
Man, I just think that the bullpen can pitch more often. You gotta rest those starters. Yes, it's about 50-50 these days. And in the postseason, it's getting closer to more innings out of your bullpen than your starters in a given postseason. So I don't know. I think I'd take the dominant bullpen. Of course, what you can do if you have enough dominant starters is push some to the bullpen.
Yes, that's what I'm afraid of with them. Shohei Ohtani as a reliever could be fairly nasty.
If they can figure out the logistics, I mean, it's a little bit hard to warm him up if he's if he's the DH, but there's other guys too, and that's the other team that I kind of like a little bit is the Mets, because they may have 7 starters that look right now like they're not all that good, but if you take those 7 starters and get 3 innings out of each, you might do the kind of pitching chaos that took the Tigers pretty far last year.
Yep.
I don't know that they have an ace, but we've also seen, in that Rangers Diamondbacks World Series, we saw teams that just got the most out of their pitching staff. So I lean still towards offense as being the most important. That's at least what my research has shown me too. But there are different ways to succeed in the postseason, kind of moving guys around or depending on like a Madison Bumgarner in kind of dominance.
We saw the Dodgers succeed without much starting pitching last year using their bullpen. We had this discussion yesterday, in a wild card series, you got 2 games maybe, and your season could be over. The Padres' strength is their bullpen. Should they be looking at pitching a bullpen game in one of those first 2 games in the postseason to make sure that all their best players get on the field before their season could be over? I mean, if you get 2 bad starting pitching outings, you may never even get to employ your bullpen, and the postseason could be over. Do you have to guarantee that those guys get into a game in the first 2 days of the playoffs somehow?
That's a really good question. The Dodgers have been really successful. I looked at this with bullpen games in the playoffs, and it is a viable strategy. Now, the first inning is just the hardest one because their best hitters are coming up. And so the question then becomes, do I use one of my best relievers in the first inning and guarantee that this is a bullpen game? Or do I depend on one of my starters to at least get through the lineup once or twice, So it isn't so much like, will I use Mason Miller? It's more like, do I start this game with Mason Miller?
Right. Right. Seriously. I tweeted it the other day. I would like to petition Major League Baseball for the Mason Miller rule. He gets to start a game and close the same game.
Oh, it's genius.
It's a brilliant idea.
Make the whole plane out of Mason Miller.
That's right. Yeah, just first in the night. We can do it in adult league. We can bring a guy back. So I don't see what the difference is. I think it's a really good plan. The opener and closer would be elite.
Mid-roll for Shohei Ohtani. Mason Miller's about as spectacular.
Exactly.
If his name was Shohei Miller, it would already have been put.
It would already been done. Yes, you're going to see a lot of bending in these rules.
Your traditional bullpen game, you're using your 5th or 6th best reliever because you want to get to Mason Miller in the high leverage innings. So the big question then becomes, who's the 5th or 6th best reliever on the squad? Who is it right now?
Probably
the 5th.
David Morgan, if he's healthy, or Wandy Peralta.
How about Ron Marinaccio, my
Carl
friend?
Hart's been really good lately. I mean, the Padres have a plethora of 5th relievers.
I still prefer the starters over those guys, I think.
Yeah, fair
enough.
Fair.
All right, we'll be closer to the playoffs next Thursday. Maybe even some clinching already gone on. We'll have much more to talk about when we talk to you next week.
All right, thanks for having me.
Thanks, brother.
Eno Sarris. Everyone seems to like Eno's.
He's
segments.
the best, man. He's the
What's
best.
not to like?
It's not to like. He's so smart. I love that he's in there with his kid trying to get more IVB on his kid's fastball. It's so good. I'll be trying it later today, just so you know.
It's also nice that he's pretty high on the Padres' chances.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you asked what team he likes. He kind of likes the Padres going into the playoffs.
It's interesting.
Somebody said, "What's he telling other cities about San Diego?"
If you go back a year ago today, this point in the season, we kind of felt like this was right around the time we're like, man, something special might be brewing. Like,
I know.
This team's looking pretty good.
I'd love to see them go out and
a lot
turn
of people
it on
in baseball
today.
were like, that's the team to beat this October. I don't feel that
I don't
right
feel
now.
it myself right now. I was thinking about that driving in, Paulie, that I wish I felt a little bit more like I did last year. But, at the end of the day, there's still baseball to play, and you're going to have a shot. And that's kind of what you beg for as a fan. You want to have a shot, and we do. We absolutely do. We have a shot. And according to Eno Sarris, a decent one. And, like you said, the last, 30 games or so, it's trending upwards. And again, I know it's the Rockies. I was having that conversation in the chat, but, everybody throws 95 plus. If the guys are seeing it, they're piecing up some good pitchers as well. Keep that vibe going, right? Of hitting the ball out of the ballpark.
Just get into the dance.
See what happens.
And then it's the first team to win 13 games.
That's right.
Got a few minutes left before we turn things over to Sam Levitt for the Eco Water SoCal pregame show. First, though, we need to pause 10 seconds for station identification.
KWFN and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
This is Manny Machado from the San Diego Padres.
Machado at his second with his second double in as many innings.
The Padres play here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan and Odyssey Sports Station.
Just quickly going around the rest of baseball, talked about the Dodgers win over the Phillies, 5-0. Shohei did hit his 51st home run, and Freddie Freeman hit his 21st. But I've got to think the D-backs at this point have got to be regretting a little bit of their trade deadline.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Moves. In yesterday's game, they were scoreless through 10 innings against the Giants. Going for the sweep, could have moved within a half game of the Mets for the final playoff spot, but they could not push across a run against Justin Verlander or the Giants bullpen. And you just wonder if Eugenio Suarez or Josh Naylor might have made a difference in a game like that, where you just needed one somewhere to get that win, and they ended up losing 5-1 in the 11th inning when the Giants put together a 5-run rally. Keeps the Giants alive a couple games back. Diamondbacks aren't out of it at a game and a half, but both of those teams sold off at the deadline and are now probably looking at, God, one game here or there. We could be in a playoff spot right now, and we sold off big pieces at the deadline that could have gotten us there.
But the other way to look at it is this. We sold off prospects. We got big pieces back, good pieces, lengthened our lineup, plugged some holes. We had every chance to win the division, every single chance on the planet to win the division, but we didn't.
But those moves guaranteed the Padres a playoff
I
spot,
think so. I think so. Yeah.
They're now in a comfortable spot.
Yeah.
Because of those
99.9.
moves.
Yeah.
Do you think the Padres would be 5 games up on the Mets and 7 up or 6.5 up on the Diamondbacks without Ramon Laureano, Ryan O'Hearn, Freddie Fermin,
I don't.
Mason Miller?
I really
I just don't think they would be.
I don't
They'd
think
be
they would be
fighting.
either.
They might be fighting and still have a chance to make the playoffs, but I don't think they'd be.
We'd be in a similar spot
comfortably in.
without the Nestor Cortez trade. I didn't really do anything. But
It's actually hurt us, I think, more than it's helped us.
Maybe,
we got a prospect
maybe.
in that one, though.
Yeah, we did. We got a prospect.
We did.
The next
outside
Leo.
of that, the impact players, they have all made a difference.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, pretty much all made a difference.
The American League is starting to shake out a little bit. The seedings are still very much up in the air. The Astros actually went back ahead of the Mariners, who finally lost. Their 10-game winning streak came to an end as they lost to the Royals 7-5. Old friend Adam Frazier with a tie-breaking home run in a 4-run 8th inning. And the Astros got a Jose Altuve home run as they beat the Rangers 5-2. Rangers are pretty much out of it. The Guardians are just hanging around. They've won 6 in a row. They're 2.5 games behind both Seattle and Boston now for that last playoff spot, but they're not getting enough help to really make up a lot of ground right now. So they keep winning, but they are kind of still at arm's length away in the American League wildcard race.
See the piece they did on Jose Ramirez? I actually was going to do it and do this, and I forgot that I had it.
Oh, my God. I saw that.
I laughed so hard. So,
what does he joke? He tells jokes.
He's a
funny
jokester.
guy.
He's hysterical, but he does bits with his teammates. So he'll go up to his teammate and go, "Hey, buddy, do you have any change?" And they're like, okay. And they're like reach in their pocket and they'll pull out like dollars or coins. And he goes, I'm just kidding. I don't need it. And he pulls out the biggest fat money roll that he's like, I'm just kidding. I don't need it. I've got tons. And like
got 20 grand in his hand.
Like 20 grand in his hand. He's just constantly like busting balls all the time, apparently. Somebody asked him like, will you do this interview? And he's like, no habla inglés. And they're like, well, I can do it in Spanish. He's like, I don't speak Spanish. And he walks away. Like he's just constantly doing bits with everybody.
Jokester.
Apparently like the best teammate, the best dude. Stephen Kwan called him a diva. Like he goes, oh, we can hear him yelling. He's feeling like a diva today. So they just adore him. He's one of my favorite players in the big leagues. He's incredible. It'd be fun to see the Guardians try to sneak in, Benny.
A couple other notes before we go. Trent Grisham, 2 more home runs. He's got 33. That's almost twice his previous career high of 17. I don't know how he's doing it. That's it for us. Sammy's coming up next with the pregame show for Paulie, for Woods. Talk to you tomorrow for the Friday edition of Ben and Woods at 6 a.m. right here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. So long, everybody, and go Padres.